What's up, everybody? Sorry about the different stream start. We're actually using Streamlabs Talk Studio right now, and we have everything all working correctly. So if you guys want to go ahead and submit a Q&A question, you can actually go to th3dstudio.live, and there is a preview. There's also a place where you can also give us a donation if you'd like to toss us some money for the stream and everything. We would appreciate that. So it's all a new setup. We're using Streamlabs now going forward for our multi-streaming. So we're actually going out to Twitch, YouTube, Facebook, and Twitter. So yeah. All right. So we got actually a pretty packed show today. I'm just gonna go over really quick, just refresh my stuff. So we're going to do the news and updates. I'm going to see if I can put, I'm assuming we can put a banner or something up here too. Let's see, a ticker. Yeah, here we go. Let me see. Let's see, want to ask a question or show off a project. Submit and
backwards.
entry at TH3D Studio.live. Bam, let's see. Show. Yeah, look at that. Wow, look at that. Look
It
how
is
fancy that
yeah,
looks. Huh? There's a chat going
Ross
on.
was asking if you got your bamboo.
Oh,
yet.
I did. My bamboo did arrive. My bamboo did arrive. I have the X1 carbon sitting in the box. I also have the Ender 3 V3 SE and the Ender 3 V3 KE. Say that 10 times fast. So and we're gonna let you guys decide what the next video is gonna be. Oh no, hang on one second. I accidentally pulled up the talk studio on another tab and it had me in twice. I was hearing myself. So let me do this. We're going to go ahead and get poll going, and then we will go ahead and schedule them for next week, probably a Tuesday or Wednesday, whatever printer you guys decide. So I'm leaning towards we do the bamboo stuff. Tor, are you playing with the theme on the little thing here? Did you change the color on me? On the ticker? I can't hear you. Did you get muted?
Hello?
There you go. Whatever you
No,
did.
my
There.
hands were on
The
my
color. Oh, the color of the thing at the top. Want to ask a question or show of a project?
It might just
It's
be
fine. Yeah, it's it must have some sort of. We're still playing around with this. It's a whole new setup for us. Okay, so
yeah, the KE and S. What is it? KE and SE? There's a
yeah, the
Clipper and
KE.
Marlin edition.
So the KE is the Clipper one, and the SE is the Marlin one. I bought both, and we did not. I bought them with my own money. These were not given to us. These were not review units. We bought them directly from we bought them directly from Creality, and they actually got here in like 4 days. They actually shipped quicker than Bamboo. Also, Creality's sending me out a new replacement extruder for my K1. So I mean, their support's actually been great to deal with. They were really quick. So maybe they're turning things around. They're not gonna. We'll see.
Did they do what
Let's.
Bamboo did for me, where they just, hey, we sent you out one. We're gonna.
They just wanted a picture of it and my serial number and a video showing the issue. So I just sent them the timestamp clip, or I just sent them the clip from the live stream where I showed what happened. And they were like, okay, just send us a picture. We'll send you one. I haven't sent the picture yet, but they will send one out once I send them the picture. I've been busy. So, but here, we're going to do a new poll. What printer do we unbox next? I'm just going to make this simple. So let's call it, make it the X1 SE or the KE. So, give me 1 second here. I'm setting up the poll here. So the KE is the Clipper edition. SE, I guess, would be the standard edition.
Yeah, most likely.
I'll do X1 for that. So we'll make it simple. So we're not gonna go ahead and do a timer. So we're just going to let this run. So there we go. We're going to do a poll. I'm going to hit start. So I'm assuming the CloudBot will post up into chat here. Let's see. Did that work? There we go. A poll has been opened.
in there.
Okay. All right. I'm going to go ahead and make sure we have the forums open. So how we're doing this now, since we are multi-streaming and we don't want to be dealing with like a bot right now, we could probably do some sort of commands. I haven't messed with the CloudBot thing for the questions, but people also didn't do the questions correctly. So that really doesn't matter. The only response I have right now is from Thor. So I can go ahead. Oh yeah, we can delete all responses. Okay, so there are no submissions. So I will show you guys here what this looks like. So if you guys go over to, let's see, TH3D.
See that you have to use
Yeah.
exclamation vote. Oh, you open it
Yeah.
on the
So if you guys go to th3dstudio.live, you'll see this page. You can actually watch the stream right from in here as well. You can also tip if you want to. But right here, want to ask us a question on stream. Also, if you want to, if we get a community showcase things, we'll show these off before the end of the stream. So we have forums here where you can submit your stuff. We also have a site here, filedrop.th3dstudio.com. These forums don't allow us to let guests upload files. So we're just using a third-party one. But I figured this would be simple. It's just a simple form. You can put your username, your question, what printers is for, and then if you uploaded files. So this file drop site's actually a local thing, and you can just register and it'll give you a username and you can upload files. So we actually use this for support, which is really nice. But we have that. It's a little more streamlined. We might change up how we do it, but we figured we have the Microsoft Forms through our Microsoft account, so I figured we'd just use that since it's already integrated. So
makes it easy.
Yeah. So I'll keep those both open. I'm going to add these. Did you know you can add forms to your favorites in Microsoft Forms? Did you know
I believe I saw that button.
You can add favorites. So I'm putting those as my favorites. I'm going to keep the responses up. And if I see those, we're going to do it. So we're going to go into the news. So if you guys want to ask a question right here, want to ask a question or show off a project, submit an entry at th3dstudio.live. So if you guys want to vote, go ahead and cast your vote. So basically, if you want to vote for what printer we're going to do vote exclamation point vote X1 for the X1 Carbon, vote exclamation point KE for the Ender 3 V3 KE, and you can do exclamation point vote SE for the Ender 3 V3 SE. And then whatever is at the end of the stream is what we'll probably be doing next week. So I'm hoping you guys vote for the X1 Carbon. So right now the X1 Carbon is winning. So we've got 4 votes for the X1 Carbon and 2 votes for the KE.
For the no votes, but I'm not
no
voting.
votes for the no votes for the SE. No love for the SE. That poor little SE. So yeah, I'll just put here in the chat what they are, so you can put your votes in. All right, so I'm going to move in here. I got my show notes up here. The first one, so I just want to give you guys some updates. So Tor and I have been working on, and we've actually been working on this over the last 6-7 months about just some streamlining things here. So I don't know if people have noticed. I mean, our support's always been pretty good, but we did internally set up some new filters in our ticketing system where it'll, regardless of who the ticket's assigned to, it'll actually show in a list which tickets have a reply from a customer. So basically, we have a filter we can go through and kind of tag team getting replies to people, which has been helping a lot. We have one called custom reply in our system. So basically, the validation for that filter is the ticket not closed, is it not new, and is the last reply on the ticket from the customer. So basically, we can just keep an eye on that one queue and reply to people. So it's been helping out us internally.
I've switched mostly to looking through that first.
Yeah, instead of your personal queue. Yeah. So yeah, and then we still have our unassigned queue, which we also check. So basically, those 2 ones we have Yeah, so it's been helping us stay organized better. So I don't know if anybody's noticed that it's gotten or replies have gotten quicker, but I should actually look at our SLA numbers and see. I feel like we've been staying on top of them. It's also helped us work faster as
Oh
well.
yeah.
So if you guys are looking, if you guys are in we aren't doing mail in really. I'm not a big fan of mailing your printers in, but if you guys are in the Northwest Indiana, Chicagoland area, we do repair 3D printers with any FDM machines. I'm not saying resin because I'm not familiar with them. Not saying I couldn't figure it out, but we specialize in FDM machines. So if you guys are looking to have your printer repaired or upgraded or just gone over, we do offer that as a service. You can drop your machine off. We'll go over what's, you can let us know what's wrong with it. We'll take pictures of it as we take it in and then, go over it, fix it. And typically what we'll do is if you also want to have upgrades on our flat $100 rate that we charge for just basically a printer tune up and overhaul, we will also be able to put some upgrades on there as well, that you purchase from us. We can install third party upgrades and accessories, but we do charge extra for that. We also don't warranty third party accessories or the original printer parts, obviously. But I feel like I just need to mention that because some people need to have everything spelled out. um, and then if you guys do need stuff printed, we actually just finished a 200 part print job today. We cranked that out in less than 24 hours. 200 parts. They're about this big by this big by that with a bunch of supports and stuff. We got that knocked out. So if you guys do need stuff printed, whether it's one part or literally 1,000 or more, we can handle that. So if you guys need parts printed, let us know. We got a lot of small businesses that have their own printers, but when they want to go ahead and produce a lot of parts, they go ahead and actually delegate that to us, so they don't have to run a print farm, because running a print farm is a pain in the ass. So
Oh yeah.
yeah, Krista's hands were hurting. Her and Matthew were out there doing
We're
them. But
doing
hey,
all
we did it really fast. Like we got it done, and the customer's very happy. So those got finished up a couple hours ago, and those are gonna be shipping out on Monday. So that's all
David,
I had for company updates.
is this what you're talking about? This is Majora's Mask that I did in our Evil Pickle and Gilded
Here,
Viper
let me
kits.
make you hang on. New set enabled for up to what? Hang on. Let me see. There we go. There's the button I was looking for. Yeah, pull that back a little bit. Your video is kind of potato quality. Do you have your settings set to 1080p for
Yeah.
the studio? Maybe toggle your camera on and off, because I know your camera is a decent camera. You have a good Logitech one. Oh, I guess not. But yeah, no, that came out. Actually, you know what? No, what we could do, Tor. Why don't you just share your why don't you share your photos that you took of it? Because those do it justice. I mean, that came out awesome. Um, I know they have the slides. You probably just pull up your Twitter posts in a new tab and then share that. That would probably be the best course of action for sharing here. But yeah, Tor's been playing with his bamboo. He's been cheating on his Vorons with closed source printers. How dare you? How dare you? He's got it. Give him a sec. And we got some snow. Today we had snow and rain all in the same day. There we go. Hit show on stream on the left, Tor, on the queue. There you go. Yeah, that's a lot better. Yeah, it came out gorgeous. So yeah, that's our evil pickle. And what was the other one?
Gilded Viper.
Oh, Gilded Viper. I keep saying Sahara Night. I don't know why.
I'm
yeah,
super happy. And it was only a dual color print.
Yeah, those two colors.
And my fail
There's
and
his poop.
my poop. The poop
There's
was
his poop.
just about as much as the print itself.
Which I feel like is a common thing with these bamboo printers and the multicolor stuff, is the poop is almost as much as the part you're printing.
Yeah, unless you're doing.
I mean, it's great for people that sell filament.
Yeah.
We
I've
love
already
bamboo.
ran through both rolls of these filaments that I have.
Yeah. I'm trying to find. Oh, wait. Poop. There we go. That's the one I was looking for. It got rid of my ticker. My ticker went away. Where's my?
Oh, you
Oh
have
wait, I know it.
to.
Oh, the chat
I
chat
don't.
supersedes the ticker. There it is. Okay,
There were a
we'll
few
figure
print
this out.
quality issues because things got jammed up. There was a skipped layer there,
Do
but
you want to
all
try
in all,
reloading? Do you want to try reloading your thing? Because you're like choppy and pixelated on my end. Are you using a Chrome browser, Chromium based browser? Or are you still using Opera?
it's fine on my end. I have the connection
Oh yeah, your preview is
turned
going
up
to show.
fine.
Is mine nice and sharp on your end? Because
Yeah.
you're pixely on my end.
How am I?
You can try rejoining if you want. Just like pull it up in another browser, maybe. I would recommend a Chromium one. They officially recommend using a Chromium based browser. I'm using Brave right now. That's what I use all the time. So maybe try that. Or maybe Opera's doing something that's just hosing the bit rate because you should have enough. Yeah, 3D experience. Tim is way sharper and smoother than Tor. Yes, I am. I'm sharper and smoother than Tor. You hear that? They said it. They said it there. Oh, I forgot to change the chat, the cloud bot. Let me see if I can. Let me see if I can tell it to stop. Um, Paragraph protection. We're gonna turn that off. There we go. I figured it out. Yeah. Do you want to see if you can just pull the link up in another browser here? It wouldn't be a stream without some technical difficulties. I just realized the one thing they don't have that StreamYards had was the background music. I don't see that they have I don't see that they have that as an option. I do not see that there. Interesting. For the company, Eli. While we're waiting for Tor to switch over to a different browser to see if his video gets better, who here has played Link Flow Company? That has been my guilty pleasure for the last couple of weeks here. When I do get time to actually do something other than working. So, all right, Tor, did you switch browsers?
I'm having to log in. I don't have my password manager on that browser.
Oh, okay. I was like, what's taking so long? Just open a new browser, paste the URL in. Oh, okay. So when he joined, no, it's about the same. That's weird. I can't hear you now. You're gonna have to set your. I think you gotta change your audio settings. I don't know why your quality's so bad. Maybe your internet's having issues. We can mess around with it later towards the end of the stream. We're just gonna roll with it. We're using a Nintendo DS Opera browser. Oh, okay. Well, we got 2 questions in the Q&A, so good. People are using it. That makes me happy.
There we go. Yeah.
Okay.
A different browser. I think it just might be my camera.
Well, you have a 1080p camera, it should be able to do it. It looks like it's a bitrate issue, not a camera problem. It's not like a soft picture issue. Actually, it looks better now. There's more pixels now, so maybe that was it. Maybe kill off any downloads yet. But anyways, we're gonna go in. Wow, there's 0 votes for the Ender 3 V3 SE. 0 so far. The Bamboo is beating the Ender 3 V3 KE by over double. So
Yeah, Bamboo's the hype right now. Hey, Tripod.
hype.
Hey,
Yeah,
Chris.
repeat. Let's see.
R Mills.
I'm looking to see here.
I have
So
the-
it will automatically put the poll. This is nice. So poll is going on. Use blank. Okay. You guys need to chat more. It'll remind people then. I'm gonna go ahead and set it to do it every 15 chat lines here. So all right. We're just gonna roll with it. We'll have to mess with it. We had issues with bitrate on Streamlabs too. Or not Streamlabs, StreamYards. Why do they all have the similar name? There you go. A poll is going on. What printer do we unbox next? Last thing says, shut off the BitTorrents while streaming, bro. Yeah, come on, all those Linux. Okay, so speaking of bamboos, they are there are two topics on our list of discussion here. The first one is their whole post called "Rooted: The Good, the Bad, and the Freedom of Choice." They're trying to tell you, how having freedom over your printer is, good for you. This is like some Apple fucking doublespeak shit
They
going on
even
here.
say
Like it
the
really
Apple
is.
route when they're
This
talking
is
about.
literally some Apple like double speak. Like that's what this is. This is like some Apple double speak shit to make you to try to convince you that having control over your device is a bad thing. Okay, this is the same way Apple is. You are too fucking stupid to handle full control of your device. So we're gonna lock you down so you don't hurt yourselves. Okay. Me, on the other hand, if you guys have figured this out, I like having choice and control over my devices. I'm a very firm believer of if you own a device, it's your device. Now, that doesn't mean the manufacturer can't say if you break it because you modified it that they won't cover it under warranty, which is what we're going to talk about here quite heavily. But there are also legal that we need to talk about. Because I'm not a lawyer, obviously. If I was a lawyer, I wouldn't be running a 3D printing company. A lawyer makes a lot more money than we do. But they're basically saying, if you guys want the TLDR, they're basically saying they're going to allow people to modify it, but they're going to void your hardware warranty on your printer if you modify the software on your device. Now, here's the thing. This would be equivalent to us. Now, let me ask chat. If I said to you guys, if you guys put Clipper on your Easy Board and you don't use Unified 2, you can only use Unified 2. You can use Marlin, you can use Clipper, but if you don't use Unified 2, I'm going to void your warranty on this product if you put anything other than our software on it. Do you think that we would be received well? Do you think we would get backlash? I'm genuinely asking. When I'm saying I'm asking you guys, I genuinely want people to type in the chat. This is an interactive show. I want you guys to type in the chat and tell me what you think. Be honest. Don't say yes, you would be pissed just because you know that's my answer. I want to know what you guys have to say. Didn't Prusa do that? So Prusa has a little thing that allows you. So Prusa has their own firmware.
You have to,
and they have this little thing. I think they call it the Achilles, and you have to thing on the board that breaks a thing that allows you to then update the firmware.
Break the PCB.
However, they can't if manufacturer has to prove, according to the, I'm going to say this wrong, Magnuson-Moss Warranty Act. The manufacturers cannot prevent you from modifying your devices, and they cannot void your warranty because you modify something unless that modification has been proven to be the cause of the failure. So let's say, for example, I've been into cars. If I take my car that's from the factory has a turbo on it, and it's tuned at 10 pounds of boost, and I reflash the ECU and I'm pushing 25, 30 pounds of the boost through that engine, and it throws a rod or a piston or something, they absolutely can ban or can tell me we're not covering this because you modified the software, which led to a hardware failure. That is cut and dry. However, Bamboo, I'm not a lawyer, I don't see how they can void your hardware warranty. And I'm not saying they have to support the modified one, because we do not provide free tech support for Clipper if you're using it on our Easy Board. But I'm not going to tell you guys that we will, and I don't think I can even legally tell you guys, nor would I want to because I'm not a piece of shit, that if you put Clipper or anything other than our Unified 2 firmware on our boards, that we are voiding your hardware warranty. I do not see how this will actually hold up in court if somebody took them to court over this. Now, by all means, if somebody modifies the firmware, it sends the nozzle crashing into the bed, it bends the hot ends, does physical, absolutely, I'm not saying that Bamboo should cover it. What I'm saying is, according to the protections we have in the US, and the EU is even pro-consumer on this, I don't think they can legally tell you that are not getting any warranty coverage. Now, I'm also not saying that Bamboo has to provide technical support to any printers with modified software. I am not. I am firmly of the belief that if you put modified software on there, that they're not going to have to give you tech support, okay? Because it's modified. Because even let's tell us they're running Clipper on their Easy board. The first thing we're going to say is, hey, flash a build of our Unified 2 for testing and make sure everything works with our Unified 2. If it doesn't, then we can, if it still has an issue, the same problem under Unified 2, then we can assume it's a hardware issue, right? I'm not going to tell you, well, you put Clipper on there, tough shit, man. You aren't using our software. We're voiding your hardware warranty. I would strongly encourage anybody, because this is what I would do, especially given the price point of these machines. If you do modify it, and if you do have a hardware failure that's not related to the modification, they deny it, open chargebacks with them, file FTC complaints, because this is not right. I'm not saying, again, for the record, that Bamboo has to provide tech support for third-party firmwares. I'm not saying that. They have every right to say we're only supporting our stock software.
Post about it once it
I see here, but like, yeah, that you have to accept that you lose the warranty if you open the firmware. However, I don't think that's like, that would be like me saying, hey, if you guys hit that accept button on my website, I get to go and pee on your front lawn for the rest of my life. That's not enforceable. Like, you know what I mean? It can't be outside the law. I could also say, they could put it in their terms of service. Well, by accepting this, we can come and shoot your firstborn child. Just because it's in there doesn't mean it's enforceable.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Prusa, they only say the electronics warranty is void.
Hey, Steven, I'm going to have to disagree with you. These people buying these machines and crying about not modifying. It is your device. Bamboo does not own the fucking device once you buy it. It is your device. You can do with it what you want. Now, if you modify something, again, and I will say this over and over and over, if you modify something and it screws up the device, that's on you, and the manufacturer has every right to not warranty that if you're the one who broke it, okay? I don't see how this would be enforceable. That's all I'm saying. So they're saying here that they're going to allow people access to it. Here, we will give customers, towards my highlight showing up on my screen share here. Okay. So here, we will give customers a choice to install third-party firmware and root at their own risk. This choice comes with certain costs in the form of giving up support of the official software ecosystem, which we hope everyone understands. So I should have taken, I think, did we take a snapshot of this?
Yeah, it's on the show notes. So
this is fine. Installing non-official firmware means customers waive official support expectations, take full responsibility for the printer security and safety. That's no problem with that. We cannot guarantee nor intentionally block the use of the cloud service. That's fine. They're going to release a new firmware to allow installation of X1 Plus. Let's see. Okay, here we go. A dedicated web page will be set up for customers to sign a waiver of warranty and safety responsibility. Once signed, the R firmware will become available to be installed on the printer, enabling third-party firmware. This basically gives people the freedom to choose between Bamboo Lab and third-party firmware. Right here, a waiver to sign a waiver of warranty, safety responsibility. I have no problem with the safety responsibility. Obviously, the software, if it's done wrong, it's
not their. It's nothing.
Yeah, that's not their problem. Like thermal runaways disabled or improperly set up, whatever. I get this part. This is the part that I have a problem with. So I have a printer, like, you know what I mean? Like that I'm modifying the firmware on, and then like, I don't know, the hot end has a problem. You're not going to send me a new hot end if it's under warranty, if the heater dies or something, if that's a covered part, or maybe a motor stopped working, or maybe I have a cable that's bad. Maybe one of the harnesses went out, or one of the circuit boards went out, right? So here, David, as far as your easy boards, if someone's installing firmware that somehow intentionally burned out the MOSFETs on the board, would that be covered? That's not something that can happen. So it's not a possibility. So here, Tripod's Garage here. If with my F-150, if I were to put my own firmware on the PCM, do you think Ford would honor the warranty? So here's the thing: I would not expect them to honor the warranty on the PCM. However, this would be like, because I have flash car ECUs. This would be like me putting a tune on my car, okay, to get more horsepower out of the engine, and then the seatbelt buckle breaks, and I'm still within the bumper to bumper warranty. And they'd say, "Oh, well, you modified your ECU. We can't replace the thing that physically broke in the car that has nothing to do with what you modified." That's what they can't do. You know, it's also just like if they put an exhaust on your car, they can't void your warranty unless they can prove that that exhaust is the problem that caused whatever failed. You guys see what I'm saying? So, you know, like for example, because we've seen this happen a couple of times, you know, I can't just say, oh, well, you know, your fan header is not working on your easy board anymore. We're not covering it because you're not using our fan. However, I can say, oh, you wired your fan backwards, the polarity's off, and that fan header is not working. We can assume the flipped polarity led to the MOSFET burning out, and we're not covering it. Like that's the thing. Like they have to prove that the modification caused it. And Lightspeed is a sim for Bamboo. We know this. This is not the point is, according to the Magson, I'm probably saying this wrong, Mag Warranty Act, the manufacturer would have to prove that your modifications led to the failure of what is being requested to be warranted. Okay. That's what I'm saying. Like if, I don't know, let's say your belt snaps and it's in warranty. I don't know what's considered consumable in Bamboo's warranty. I haven't looked at it. I'm just picking random parts, like a mechanical part that, you know, could break. Like maybe a bearing went out. I don't know.
If you install the custom firmware,
do you guys get what I'm trying to say? You can't just like
because the motor's bad. That should still be covered under warranty, even if I flash custom firmware on the printer.
Yeah. So I mean that's the problem I have. Like I'm in general getting tired of companies screwing customers over because they want to not let customers own their devices. Owning your device to me means being able to do what you want with it. And I don't see how changing software on your machine entitles a company to void your entire hardware warranty. I understand not doing support, right? I'm not asking a company to support someone else's code. We don't support other people's code unless people are paying us for our time to support said code, right? I'm saying that like you can't just be like put a new firmware on there and your extruder took a shit because there was a defect. You don't get to say that the software caused that. That's not related. You would have to prove that the software caused that.
You had the A1 hot end issue. If you flash custom firmware to the A1 and they
here, you can chat. I gotta go get some more water.
It's like that is a manufacturer defect because they didn't put the thermal paste between your hot end when they assembled it. That's from the manufacturer. That would be on them. If you flash custom firmware or not, that should not void that they messed that up. Like, don't get me wrong. I like my Bamboo. It's not without its issues, but just because I flash a custom firmware doesn't mean the entire warranty should be null and void.
Yeah,
but we also have to wait
other thing too. The other thing too is like you have
to wait for the waiver as well to see what they.
Yeah. Well, here's the other thing too.
Have legally.
So Steven and Steven and I are friends, but he also knows my stance on things. Steven's also the guy that loves Apple. I hate Apple because of how locked down they are and how anti-consumer they are. He also loves Tesla, who also is locked down. They're the Apple of computer or Apple of cars. So he loves Apple themselves, the Apple versions of car manufacturers, the Apple version of 3D printer manufacturers, which is Bamboo. I am tired of companies like screwing customers over and not letting them have control over their hardware. Like that's the whole thing. Like, so
I really think it's just worded badly. We do have to wait for whatever the waiver says.
Yeah.
Because I'm sure with a lot of people did mention, like, you can't just waive the entire warranty for flashing community firmware.
Well, here's the thing. He's saying my point is you buy it with the understanding it's not designed to be modded. It doesn't matter. It's your device.
The 3D printing community is going to mod it no matter what. Even if it's
you're making a device. You're making a device for a a group of people that make things and tinker with things and DIY stuff. Like,
Yeah.
you know, it's not like you're trying to overclock your microwave, right? Like, I'm not going to argue. I mean, even for that, you should be able to mess with. If you want to mess with your microwave, go ahead. Just, I'm sure there's certain regulations on microwaves though. Um, but yeah, like the whole thing is like from a legal standpoint, and I would love, and I don't know enough lawyers to like I don't even think I really know any lawyers, but I would love to hear what a lawyer has to say about this to see if this is even something they can do in terms of even if you sign that waiver. Um, you know what I mean? We'll have to see. Like, because just the fact that these printers are locked down and the fact that these printers are, you know, cloud connected, which brings me to the other stuff here. Like I'm gonna have I'm gonna have enough of them just so I can be familiar with them and we can do stuff with them. However, I won't be, you know, outfitting and having a whole print farm of these. We only have enough for testing to make sure that we can sell products that work with them and use them, but we will not be using them for production prints. We will not be using them for customer prints. They will strictly be here for development purposes. So, you know, I had notes here about like just other examples here. So, you know, other stuff here, like, you know, if you guys see the warranty void if removed stickers, these are actually not enforceable in the US or the EU. This is the whole thing. If a company puts this on there, it literally means fuck all. They can't do anything, right? And this is talking about hardware modification. They would have to prove that whatever you did, yeah. So here, like sample language listed in the FTC statement matches terms found on several company websites. The media outlet found no compunction naming names. So Hyundai's warranty states that the use of Hyundai genuine parts is required to keep your Hyundai manufacturer warranties and extended warranties act. The Magnuson-Moss Warranty Act voids this out. They can put whatever they want in here. The thing is, it's not enforceable. That's the whole thing. This is what I'm getting at. Like this is all stuff that had precedent is set for years now for different examples. Where did my other tab go?
Well,
oh, here it is.
We just have to see what their waiver is saying and what they're actually voiding. I think they're wording he just worded his post really badly for this.
Yeah. So, and then the other one I had here, this is for an aftermarket car site. This is telling you what the Magnuson-Moss Warranty Act was mean for the aftermarket community. So this is a company that sells aftermarket parts for cars, but this stuff applies to other markets. It's not just for cars. So there's a lot of information already out here on already. Basically, like, yeah, that'll probably void your warranty. Yeah, forgot that was on there. But the whole point is it's the burden on the company to have to show that what you did to your device caused the failure. And if it caused the failure and they can prove it caused the failure, then they can absolutely deny it. So like I said, let's say you put the X1 Plus firmware on here and it sends your print head flying into the corner of the printer. It doesn't, home correctly and it chews the belts up and breaks a bunch of stuff. Absolutely not. They shouldn't cover that. Okay. Or if the bed starts homing and it doesn't stop because the code's wrong or something and it just bends the shit out of your heat brake, they shouldn't have to they shouldn't have to cover that either. So that's the point I'm getting at. You guys can have all your opinions. I would love to get a lawyer on here, but from what I've dealt with aftermarket stuff and whatnot, as somebody that runs a company, I have to look into this as well because not saying that I would want to void somebody's warranty for using software that isn't ours on a control board we sell because I'm not, somebody who sells closed source stuff and I want to, have an iron grip over what we sell. But it's the same thing. We sell other stuff. Like here's the thing. If somebody puts like ESP Home on their Easy Plug, it'll absolutely run it. However, if they brick the device trying to put it on ESP Home, we're not covering that under warranty, right? That's the kind of stuff. So if somebody bricks their X1, putting X1 Plus on it, no, Bamboo should not cover that. You know what I mean? So that's all I'm trying to say. I would love if somebody is watching this who is a lawyer that is versed in this field, I would love to either just get your opinion on this, like either through email or hell, I'd even have you guys on one of these shows. So, but the other thing here is, which is something that's interesting because just kind of like a footnote at the bottom here. The log files. Remember, Mister, it's bad.
Grant.
Yeah, was going about that. Hang on one second. Oh, I thought I had the clip ready. I had a clip where it's just it's bad. They did say here after talking with Joshua, that's one of the X1 Plus developers. He mentioned the log file contains a lot of information, although he understands it from a developer's perspective that engineers often log extensive data to facilitate easy debugging. Following Joshua's concern, we thoroughly reviewed our log system and realized the need for improvements. So they're saying here, like you can see here, this does not imply that previously submitted logs infringe on your privacy, but they are saying that they are going to cut back on the log files. They also said here that their peon first level techs don't have access to them, and then they supposedly purge them 14 after a support tickets closed. So my thing is, I understand how devices work. I don't see the problem with the logs as long as they're not getting sent to Bamboo unless there's requesting them. I have no problem if a device is logging all the time, as long as it's not sending it back to the manufacturer. Because like even devices we sell are logging to a certain point. Our easy plugs are logging like uptime and what Wi-Fi they connected to and how many times they connected to, which is helpful. They're like, oh, my plug keeps dropping off the network. Well, let's see and see its logs and what's going on. Like that kind of stuff is useful. So I don't think they should disable logging. There should be some.
Apparently, they told Grant to release what they had. They weren't worried.
Grant isn't going to release shit because Grant's a pussy. Grant's a pussy. Grant, you can come on here on live. I will call you a pussy to your face. Like I don't get what it is. Like if you want to go out and get attention by making wild claims, you should be ready to back them up and then not cry when people get pissed off because you're slandering a company with no with nothing to back them up. So yeah, and as far as I know, the logs are only available when you send them, the customer send the log file to Bamboo.
Yeah.
That's what I understand. I'm
fine.
Like I
that.
said, I don't.
But what is it? What's in the logs?
What I would be curious to know what's in the log. Like here's the difference too. Like all our devices, you can go and see what's in the logs. You don't have to have anything special permissions to view them. If you can log into the device, you can see what it's logging. So all right, that's enough about the Bamboo stuff. The other one, which I thought was interesting, and this I just kind of like stumbled upon, is XYZ. How many of you guys remember XYZ? Are they going out of business? So this was a Reddit thread here I stumbled across. It's called, where this guy says that they're out of business and people are now looking for ways to hack them to keep them being used. What is this here? Oh yeah, here. This is actually new. I didn't even see this. Here's XYZ printers. XYZ printing. They will cease operations. So they went out of business. That was actually really quiet. I did not see this post. I was like, oh, this is something we could cover and put this link in here. I did not see this here.
But so that also brings up their they were using RFID tags for their spools. Like I would like Bamboo to release something on their because I would like to make my own for our filaments. Oh yeah, here XY3D printing. Let's see if this website works. Oh yeah, here we go. Ceasing operations. Wow, this is an example of a printer company that was very closed off. That was kind of at the forefront of the market, but they were super closed off to the point where you couldn't use filament that wasn't theirs, and they're out of business now. So, they were trying to corner the easy to use printer market and they're gone now. So
if that tells you anything, we'll see what happens with Bamboo.
Their printers were
Because here's the thing.
on for the first few years, but
What's
then
that?
the XYZ, the Da Vinci printers, were on Amazon all over when you search for 3D printing years ago. But then it just got flooded by the Chinese resellers doing Ender 3s and CR10s and stuff.
Yep. Yeah, so...
Yeah, Lightspeed, you're right. Bamboo has no reason to encrypt that. You should be able to make your own. Like, I have a stack of RFID things right here. Like,
yeah, we were talking about having those available for people to put on like our film, and Polymakers are just selling them as a separate thing, pre-programming them. Tor, you want to talk about this one? You have way more info on this one than I do.
Oh, for just a little PSA. Oh, the Orange Storm Giga. I thought I removed that one. Yeah, that. Who is even going to review that? From everything I've seen, everybody posted. It's like, oh, these are cool, but I have nowhere for it.
Look how tall this is, dude.
Okay.
Look at it. It's as big as the lady's couch.
It's 400 by 400 beds, and it's individual build plates.
I mean, honestly, that's the best way to do it, because trying to get a like, it really doesn't matter. Like, yeah, you'll have some gaps between the plates.
They also have to stagger their heating, because that will definitely.
Yeah, I mean, that's the way I would do it. Honestly, like, if I had to do it, like, that's the way I would do it, is split up into 4 different beds. Like, look at the size of this thing.
Okay, and also if you add the quad heads, each head is splitting your build area. It's not individually controlled. They're all linked on that single X-Build.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's cool. I think the people who want to print giant things, this is a very niche product, right?
Very.
Like, even for us, like,
expensive to ship.
Yeah, so even for us, like, I look at this, I'm like, oh, it's cool, but I would never use it, right? Like, I don't have a use for it. But there are people out there that do need printers that big. And Lightspeed is saying, oh, they're Cartesian printers. It doesn't matter. For something this big, it does not fucking matter.
Yeah, like, it's going to be big and slow.
And that's what it is. The reality is, the bigger the machine is, the slower it's going to run. Like, 800 by 800 by 1,000. Like, I've had discussions with friends where we've talked about how we would build a giant printer. I mean, this is probably the way I would do it. Have a sectioned off bed. So then you have 4 different plates. Like, that's going to be the easiest and most cost-effective way to do it.
90C.
Like, this is the most cost-effective way to do it. This is what I would do. You know, it's pretty good. I wonder what they're using there. It looks like they might be running Clipper on this.
I'm pretty sure they are, from that,
because they're saying it's using a rock chip SoC. So, and I see the touchpad, so they're probably running Clipper or some sort of Clipper like system. So, hey, free shipping on orders over $50, Tor.
Yeah, I don't think
and
that's
1 year warranty.
Somebody was posting that their shipping was like $1,000 something on their Kickstarter.
I mean, here's the thing. If we bought this, I have the space for it. I just don't know what I would use it for. Like, I have a 500. I have the T500 from ComGrow.
If you're printing like your own custom furniture, and that's like your niche market, that's cool.
It's a niche market. That's the thing. It's a niche market. Now, however, this right here, the multi-nozzle thing, I know you said, where was it? The multi-nozzle thing, you do lose a lot, but however, that does give this machine more flexibility for oh, I don't need to print it big, but I want to crank out a bunch of parts. Not a bad idea. Like,
not terrible, but it's just really odd to see.
It looks like it's built fairly well. Like, there's people that buy this
holder from some of their videos that I've seen.
Yeah, I was just thinking about that. Where is the spool holder? Oh no, it's right there. Hang on.
One now.
Hang on, it's right there. It's in the back. See it? It's hiding right there.
Live show that I saw, they just had it like on the floor with a spool holder on the floor, going up and over the rails of the machine. Like, oh, that's nice.
Yeah,
it's like,
so I thought this was cool to cover,
but it's like, it's very, very
niche. Oh, it's super niche. Absolutely. I actually haven't. I'm just gonna kind of look. Oh yeah, because they're the ones that have the net. I have not actually got my hands on any of their
Uncle Jesse did
any
a
of their
lot with the
machines.
Neptunes that I saw.
Yeah, I haven't done anything with their machines. They do have pre-owned ones, so I'm assuming these are customer returns for $80. Man, that's really tempting. Man,
Oh,
these are like, wow, I should not have gone on here. Well, shit. How big is this for $148? Hang on. What is this for $148? Oh, damage for fix up. Wait. Oh, that must be the damaged price is 164. Oh, that's a little fucking misleading.
Yeah.
I mean,
used is 300.
you bastards.
Neptune 3 under 3.
You guys baited me in with a low price and then like new open. I mean, that's not terrible. 126. No. But yeah, damage for fix. So that's what it is. Damage. Okay. Oh, okay. Why? Well, come on. Come on, man. Yeah. I mean, how many people here have Elegoo machines? I'm just curious. Where's the I'm assuming that
they
big
mainly
one's
do
on one of
resin,
their...
but they've been popping
Yeah.
in a bit more into FDM.
They don't even have a link to their big printer on here.
It's still in Kickstarter.
Oh, is it on their Kickstarter? Okay. I was seeing if they had like, oh wait, Blog Center. Hang on, maybe it's on their Blog Center.
Oh, there it is.
Oh, yeah, there we go. Is that the page? Oh, that's a different page.
The future of 3D printing. Nobody has room for it.
I mean,
I want to print cosplay. You can do that with the like 400.
I mean, here's the thing. It's not gonna be a big seller, but the people that are gonna want it are gonna buy it, right? Because here's the thing: we priced out building like a meter by meter by meter printer, and it's like $3 to $4 grand just for the parts. It's not including time to put it together.
Honestly, I'm surprised people want the Boron Phoenix, which is their massive one that they brought to the trade shows.
Yeah. I'm gonna double check. Is the the poll is going. So is the if you guys type ! vote, does it tell you what you can put in for does it tell you what you does it tell you someone type ! Vote? Does the chat bot tell you what your options are then? I'm just curious. This is our first stream with Streamlabs.
You can get big printers going fast.
Yeah, you can get them going
big
fast.
CNC mills go a lot faster. Can go fast.
Yeah, here. So as somebody who's built a lot of CR10 S5s for people, every single person I have talked to that I built an S5 for has been printing an R2D2 every single time. Every single time.
Like, I got the space, I got to do it.
Every single time. Okay, so I don't know why it doesn't say, it's not, so the bot isn't telling you.
I think you have to put it in the poll or in the response. I
don't know. We'll have to play with it. We are going to have, so if you guys want to stick around towards the end, we are going to play around with this new system. But here's your guys' options for voting. I'm sending that out right now.
Also, this will be a quick one. For those of you using Discord, you're going to want to check out.
Oh yeah, do you want to? You going to share that? I already turned it off on mine. Yeah, here's the thing. In general, I'm a very privacy-focused individual, so
this is a little
3D experiments. What do you think for printing big? Printing a wife for an R2D2. Oh my god.
Discord has introduced clips to the platform, which allows people to record your voice.
Can you share the
I don't have it up. I don't have it's the show notes, so I don't want to share that.
Where is in the show notes?
It was right under XYZ closing. But they've introduced clips to allow people to record you in voice channels.
Yeah,
and it's on by default with no real notice to anybody or anything like that. It's just, hey, Now people can record your voice without you knowing.
Yeah.
So if you go into your account settings, clips, and you're going to want to toggle that off.
Where you sent me something earlier. Where was that? So I can show people, because that was a really good. Was that before or after? Did you send that after the picture of the bird that your neighborhood cat left on your doorstep?
It was a few days ago.
It was a.
Yeah,
okay.
I had a bird wing on my front porch this morning. Somebody left my cats a gift.
Hang on.
They were all at the.
I got to share. Okay, here we go. Let me share screen window. Discord.ping. Here we go. So yeah, if you guys if you guys are concerned about, again, privacy in a world where we are increasingly getting screwed over by big companies taking away our privacy and prying into things, I feel like it is our duty. We're a bunch of nerds here, right? How many people use Discord? I use Discord. I'm not a big fan of it, but the sad part is everybody's on fucking Discord. So
Storm plus Naomi Wu STL equals win.
Oh my God, Nemo. She does have an STL of her. I mean, she's not that tall, so you'd probably be able to do it in 2 pieces. So yeah. All right, let's go into the Q&A here and see what we got. Give me 1 second. I'm just moving.
Oh, we have one more.
Oh, we have one more. You know what? I'm not seeing like I have
it updated.
Did you not sync your OneNote? Is your OneNote syncing? Like, are you using the web one or are you using the desktop app?
I'm using the web, and that was syncing. It's not even showing you in there.
I have it open right now. Here's what I see from my show notes here. I synced. I told the notebook to sync. Do you see that? That's what I see for the show notes right now.
I guess we can just go into the Q&A, but it was just really weird eSun pictures for their marketing.
Oh,
they
I saw that.
They shared a video on Twitter that was of RC tires, and they're, oh yeah, it's 3D printed, but they're injection molded. Like you can see the mold line.
Share that. Share your tab there.
Let me close these.
I gotta get used to sharing your tabs. Yeah, I don't know why my OneNote's not syncing. See, I like using like the fat desktop apps, but apparently it's not playing nice with me.
Trying to open it up. Oh,
why? No, you're fine. I'm trying to. Here, I'm gonna reopen the.
I lost my pages.
Oh, you're fine. Aired and TH3D Master Notebook. Let me try reopening it completely from SharePoint.
Share screen.
Oh, there we go. I see more now. Yeah, so my thing must have gotten out of sync. How's my audio quality? I'm actually using. You guys remember this? The big black mic. This is where my Yeti went. Yeah.
So, I was sick this morning and I was scrolling through Twitter and I see this.
The printed tires.
The printed tires. You can see, where is it on this other one? These aren't printed. That's injection molded text, and you can also see the mold.
Yeah, there's one. When I looked at the video, there's a shot close up of the tire where it's angled, and you can see the injection molding marks. Like I think it was like right around
right here. You can see the injection.
Hang on, keep going. There's a closer one.
Oh, I can't get it fast enough.
Right there. Yeah. Okay, hang on. Redline This is a good one. Redline says they mean the foams inside. Maybe they printed because usually there's foam inside them. Here we use TPU inserts in the crawling world.
TPU inserts, huh? They don't say that, and it's just really weird because
wait, hang on. No. They're not saying the inserts. They're saying right there. Scroll up. 3D printed tire using ESUN elastic. What do you guys think? I mean, here's the thing. Their Twitter, we don't get that much engagement on Twitter, and we have way more engagement than ESUN. So
it just looks kind of fishy, though. Like, they're not saying the insert or anything like that. They're saying the tire. And those are definitely injection molded. With all that dust on it, you would be able to see.
Yeah. Now, here's the thing. I'm wondering, because we got, they're a Chinese company. If it's an insert, and Redline says that they use TPU inserts, maybe that's what they meant, and maybe whoever did their marketing post over in China just didn't really understand.
Yeah.
Like they should have said TPU tire insert. I mean, because I probably wouldn't have understood that. Like if somebody said like, "Hey, I printed this with your TPU," I would have been like,
print.
Yeah, I would have been like, if somebody sent that to me, and they're like, "Hey, I printed this with your TPU," I'd be like, "No, you didn't. That's injection molded." And then they go, "Oh no, the thing on the inside." I would be like, "Hey, can you send me a picture of the inside piece?"
Right.
So,
not that.
Yeah, that's weird. Blasto said maybe that's just a layer line, and it's just 2 layers.
Oh yeah, they got the secret 0.8 or 8mm nozzle. Gets it done.
Do you want to pull up? Give Sam Prentice a shout out. I love Sam. Sam's my buddy. So,
and I was also in the same.
I think I won him over with good food and guns when he comes to the U.S. Oh, he always has a blast when I come over.
Where is it?
Lost Ink. English is good. So yeah, pull up Sam's
in
little.
The same vein, I was.
Yeah, like that's when someone says TPU tire, that's what I think of.
Yeah, this is what I was thinking because I've printed TPU tires for friends and stuff.
This
is what I printed.
Tori, I just realized, is Sam Prentice turning into a sock puppet for Prusa?
Oh God,
because it's on a Prusa printer, man. I don't know, man.
He tagged them and Polymaker. Yeah.
Oh, damn it.
Polymaker style out. Shake my head. No, I love Polymaker. But yeah, I was like, these are actual 3D printed tires. Like you can definitely tell via the text and the sidewall, and you can even see the layer lines and everything.
Yeah, no, those are obviously 3D printed. All right, before we go to the Q&A, do you want to pull up for people who have the Bamboo A1 Mini? Pull up Mr. Lightspeed's video about what he found out. Sam is a Creality boy. Sam is Creality and Bamboo. Creality and Bamboo. He goes both ways, okay? Closed source and open source. Well, I shouldn't say Creality's fully open source, but they're way more open than Bamboo is, which isn't hard to do. Like there's just a bottle of alcohol, isopropyl sitting in the back. Let's see. Should probably make that bigger. There you go. We can't hear the audio. You might have had to hit share audio tab, but that's fine. So basically what he's going over is there's a gap. It was between the heater and the actual nozzle, the heater block.
Yeah,
that's such a tiny heater block on that printer. With not
it's the mating face with the.
Yeah, I know, because it's like a flat ceramic style heater. It's still not a lot of mass.
And what was it, like 10 to 15 degrees off?
Yeah, that's a lot.
Yeah, that will.
So he put there's a gap between from what I understand, there's a gap between the heater and the heating block. I think it shows that, right? Yeah.
So that's how it mates. And there was a slight air gap.
Oh, and so it clips in. I've actually never looked at an A1 hot end.
Yeah, the A1s are different than the X1s and P1.
Right. Yeah, I've looked at those. We have actually upgraded hot ends coming for the P1 and the X1. So if you guys have one, we have samples coming in. We're going to test them. If they're good, we're going to sell them. So we also have lighting kits coming in for the P1 and the X1. Tor already has one for his P1, and it does make a big difference.
About 0.5 millimeters. That's a lot.
Yeah, that's a big gap. Here's the other problem: is if there's a gap between the heater block surface and the heater, you run the risk of burning the heater up because the heater needs to sink its heat into the surface. Now, here's the other question I have: is the thermistor in with the heater, or is it in the block? Because if the thermistor,
that copper colored thing is the thermistor.
So basically, it goes that the hot end clips into there with that metal clip, and it's heater. So it's a ceramic. Is it the ceramic? So it's a ceramic heater. So the ceramic heater mates up against that surface.
Is that what I'm getting at? Behind that, yeah.
Okay.
Or is it between the two?
Go forward. Play it. He explains it. Can you reshare the tab with audio? Because I'm sure Steven will not strike us. If you go share the tab again, so when you do a screen share, I can do it if you want.
Yeah.
Hang on. I are expert at interwebs. Okay. I are interweb expert. Interweb expert. Okay, let's see. All right. Steven.
A couple days ago, a user on Twitter started making a comment about how she could not print.
Can you hear the audio?
Yeah.
PETG on her A1 printer. And I've seen this before. I know Tooling Lee had this problem. I know several people have had this problem. And I've just noticed how certain materials don't print well. And I'm not totally sure why, but I have a theory. Joel Telling actually did the cool thing, and he traded the girl her printer for his printer, and he verified that, yeah, it has some kind of issue where it's he put a thermocouple in it, and he said that it is operating at 10 to 15 degrees less than what is stated in the slicer.
So that is a huge difference. That's a huge difference.
Stated on the machine.
Will cause fails.
And while we were troubleshooting it, I mentioned to Joel, one of the things I know about, this kind of stuff is that when you have a surface like this, first of all, this is not, Tooling Lee could probably tell you, but this is not a machine surface. So there are going to be variations in the surface of this, I believe. And there could be variations here. And the idea here is that these two plates need to touch perfectly. That's your thermistor.
Okay, so this is the heater on this then. Okay, so this is the heater and the thermistor are inside here. Yeah, because this is basically so that's the good thing about that is that this is getting an accurate reading here. However, from a safety standpoint, that's good. From a printing standpoint, that sucks. So this clips in there. I see how that goes together.
Right there. Right?
Okay.
So that thermistor is going to read what this is telling it.
Yeah.
And
so
it's
want
not going to tell you necessarily
really
what the temperature is at the nozzle.
Yep.
Sorry about that. So I told Joel that I believe that one solution to this that is used widely in 3D printing is to put thermal paste between this surface and this surface, because if there is any air gap, and I mean any, the width of a human hair.
Yeah, so basically what you'd want to have, Slice Engineering carries that boron nitride paste, which is super high temp.
Yeah, that's what he used.
Yeah, that's let's just go through here. So let's see. Yep, there we go. Yep, I called it. I clicked through the video. I'm sorry, Steven. I didn't watch the whole thing. Come on, Twitter, do your thing. Lightspeed. I would love to see a before and
a couple
after
days ago. To be completely honest with you,
let's see. Yeah, so it doesn't have to be perfect. You can just glob it on there, just clean it up. Yep, that'll definitely help. Yep. So I mean, honestly, they should have some sort of interfacing material between those. That is such a weird hot end design.
Well, they sent it out with the A1 or the X1 and P1. Like I have some.
Yeah, that's honestly, I'm surprised there's nothing between that. They're definitely, because these are not machine surfaces. You can tell they're not machined super flat. I mean, it's a cheap part, right? Yeah, definitely. I would definitely recommend if you guys have the A1. I think the A1 and A1 Mini use the same hot end, correct?
Yes.
I would definitely recommend putting some sort of high temp thermal paste in between there. I've been using our thermal paste on our slice hot end, which I think is only rated up to like 250, and it's been fine, even printing it higher than that. But the boron nitride paste from Slice Engineering is really good. I would definitely recommend if you have an A1, like if I had, after seeing this, if I had an A1, and actually if I had an A1 and I saw this, I would just put thermal paste in there.
Yeah.
Definitely recommend you do that. Because it's not gonna hurt anything, right? It's gonna make it better. Yeah, it's only gonna help. So
the A1 hot ends mount differently than the X1 P1. Yes, they do.
Yeah, yeah, they're completely
Bamboo
different. Bamboo
already knew to send out thermal paste
and look at that.
with their hot ends on the X1 and P1.
And look at that.
Why they didn't do it on this one?
Absolutely beautiful. So this is at 220. Okay. This I actually started printing the same G code. But
okay, Feven. This right here is not your heater. Do you see this? You're too close on your first layer, bud.
That's not his first layer. That's the top layer. I
know, but there's no infill. It's so thin. This is what happens when your first layer is too close and there's no infill to so this is just, we're going to go on a little tangent here. So, if you guys, so this is a thin part, right? So obviously on your slicers, you have your top and bottom layers. Okay. On most parts that are thicker, if you're too close on the first layer, basically what will happen is you'll have the infill and the overflow will go in between, will go in between the infill, right? And you won't get this on your top layer. However, when there is no infill between your top and bottom layers, it goes right from top to bottom and it's all solid, which this part is thin enough where that's probably the case. Your first layer being too close is gonna translate to upper layers because there's nowhere else for that plastic to go. So this is actually not a temperature issue. This is being too
choking on running the infill.
That's
a heating
issue. No, that's not choking running the infill. This is over extruding because it's coming up. It's got ridges. I've seen this before. Like regardless of what brand of printer, it's too close. There shouldn't be much infill on this. This is not that thick of a part. Like look at that. What is that?
Lost. You cannot PID tune them.
So I just want to make a note of that because I've seen that on our printers here when we're too close to the first layer. I'd be curious to see the G code. Actually, I could slice up. Tor, do we have any models that we print? Actually, I could fudge this. This will be a little.
Steven's saying show the next part.
I see. Wait. No, I'm just pointing this out because here's the thing. I'm trying. Like the whole point of these is like to share my knowledge.
Joel did the same exact test. And he came up with a similar result, basically saying that there was somewhere between a 10 and 15 degree variance. Two problems.
Hey, Steven, send me a picture of the bottom layer on both those parts if you can. Because I'm willing to bet that first one is a little too squished. I could be wrong, but that's what it looks like. So, the other thing is, what about those pads? We were talking about those pads, weren't we? You and I, or am I thinking of something else? The reusable pads, the metal pads. I think I was talking to somebody else about this. There's some sort of like graphene or graphite pads that people use instead of thermal paste because they never dry out.
I don't remember talking to you about that.
No, I wonder if those would work though. Linus Tech Tips did videos on them. I just want to touch really quick, and then we're going to go to the actual Q&A. Sorry, we're all over the place. But this is actually just a general tip. If you guys see that, so basically if you're too close on your first layer on any printer, instead of it being smooth, you're going to have like kind of like bulges up where the plastic is pushing out because it's too close to the bed. Now, I'm going to see if I can pull a model in here to show you guys what I'm talking about really quick. I think our Easy ABL case would be a good one to do this, and I just might have to modify some settings here. Here, I'll just pull up our old case here because we used to have this issue if we were too close and we were running too many top layers and bottom layers. So basically, here's what I'm talking about. This will help. There, of course, there are gonna be glass. I'm just saying, like, you can see how clean the extrusion is or not. So on here, this is this model here. So I have a setting here of 5 top and 5 bottom. So let me just change this to 3 and 3, okay? And then we'll reslice it. So your first layer goes down. If you're too close, you're gonna have like bulges up between the extrusions, right? If you're too far, they're gonna be rounding and you're gonna have gaps. So what happens is when you have, I have for this part, for example, I have 1, 2, 3, and then it starts doing infill, 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 infill. Now we got top layers. So if I'm too close, okay, on the first layer on this layer is going to be a little distorted. This layer is going to be a little distorted. So is this one. Now, once I get to the infill, because there's the gaps here, the filament can push out, okay, on either side of the infill and not have that like same ridge coming up where that's right next to another extrusion line. Okay, so that's why you might not notice it on a top layer. However, if we have a print setting where it doesn't have any infill, that distortion is going to carry up through every single layer. So this one, this one, this one, this one, all these until we get to the top layers, or until we get to infill, which we never get to infill. These are all going to have distortion. And this is something we have seen, and I can tell, okay, it's a thin part. We're getting this. You were just too close, because the filament has nowhere to go except to smush out. So it can never resolve itself. However, if you have that gap because there's infill, it can then kind of hide that first layer issue because the infill is able to spread out and mask that. So then when you go and put the top layer on, the top layer looks fine. You'll have no idea that you were too close. However, if you watch the subsequent bottom layers, so like this one, and this one, these would all show that same kind of pushing out error artifacting, if you will. So, so that's what that looks like to me. I'm sure, like, either way, temp regulation temp regulation should be spot on no matter what you're doing. But yeah, bamboos don't have first layer issues really. The Facebook groups would beg to differ. I see tons of people having first layer issues in the bamboo groups all the time. Most of them are user error, but yeah, every printer, just because it's got a Magic Bamboo logo on it, doesn't mean that it's immune to issues that happen to other printers.
I've had a few first layer issues where it just didn't stick down.
The difference is if you guys want to feel better about yourself, if you guys don't have bamboos, you want to feel better about your skills as a 3D printer user, go hang out in the bamboo Facebook groups and you'll see the stuff that people get hung up on. Like, it's rough because you got people that, like, the drawback. So the drawback of them being so easy to use is the users never get any experience troubleshooting anything because the printer's doing everything for them. So as soon as they hit a problem, they're completely lost.
Yeah, you can't. Lightspeed says you can't adjust it either. Yeah, I've learned that. I was looking around. I was like, wait.
See, I feel like that's going to frustrate the shit out of me. If it's like, so you basically have to rely on the machine to do its job perfectly every single time. That's wild. Because I'm so used to being able to just go into my printer. Oh, it's a little high. Click with the knob. Turn the knob. Okay, cool. It looks good. And then I walk away. My first layer's down.
Yeah. Well, yeah, because they promised the perfect printing experience.
So here's the thing, though. I'm wondering if the X1 Plus. I'm wondering if the X1 Plus firmware is going to have options, because I want to be able to adjust. Here's the thing. I don't care how expensive the machine is, how many sensors it has, how good the software is. Eventually, the automatic stuff is just not going to work, and I want to be able to jump in and intervene, right, and modify it.
Says you can adjust it via the starting G code.
Okay. I wonder if you can also can you send G-code directly to those printers? I don't think you can you? Do they give you like a console where you can just give it G-code commands?
No console, no.
Oh, that's rough. I feel like I'm gonna get frustrated with it. All right. The first question we have, and if you guys want to go ahead and put questions in, go right ahead. We have 5. I'm going to hit view results. So our first one's from Peter. He said, when will we see a tutorial video of how to solder or wire your 210, 120 volt heated bed controller? Not really that good at reading schematics. So I will probably not do a video on that unless we get a printer through here that is going to have us retrofitting them, which is not very common. I have no reason to build a printer with an AC bed. He's talking about basically doing wiring up an AC bed to a printer using a solid state relay. We do have diagrams on our site. It's really not that hard. You're basically just using the solid state relay in place of a MOSFET, and instead of giving it power from the power supply, you're coming right out of the wall. So yeah.
I'm coming.
Yeah, probably if I get a printer in, I can tell you right now, if I get a printer in that we're doing a job for, I will do a video with it.
Yeah. For texture plate, where's the nozzle? Oh yeah, G29.1Z negative 0.4. So yeah, you can adjust it via the starting G code. But
hey Tor, Low Sync wants to know, he's getting pretty serious with 3D printing. Do you have any recommendations for an enclosure I can use with my 3D pen?
Your 3D pen? I mean, the box it came in, pull a Nero. You can just
a tent,
got the card,
a Coleman. You don't. Hang on, I think we could find. Hang on.
Yeah, just print it in a box. You'll be fine.
No, I mean, well, here's the thing. He's got a hold. He's the one doing the extrusion, so this would probably be the most cost-effective one. And this is a brand I used back in my Boy Scout days. This is only right now, it's only $42.49 on Amazon. So you can click that Amazon affiliate link if you want to support the channel. But there you go. You can just go into that tent, maybe throw a little space heater in there, and then there you go. You can get an enclosure for your 3D pen and yourself. Maybe it turns a little sauna.
Keep in mind the X1 Plus firmware does not alter the functionality at all of the core firmware is the same. Yeah, it's just the LCD firmware that's changed.
So my whole thing is, I'm wondering with the X1 Plus, if this is going to be like a free thing, if they're going to charge for it. I'm fine if they charge for it. I'm just curious to know when it's actually going to come out, because I probably will put it on my printer.
I'm assuming they're going to talk about that tonight on Joel's stream, because it looked like he had those guys over.
Yeah. All right, so Peter said, what happened to the Core XY for the Ender 5? I know you thought of doing something for that. Too many new printers from Creality. I just printed a batch of parts for that. Tor already has 2 of them. Those are the Mercury 1 kits. So we are moving forward. We're actually, Tor sent an email to Hector over at Fabrico to get the hardware kits in. We've just been so damn busy with everything else.
To hear back from him.
Yeah, we're waiting to hear back from him. I'm going to be building. So we have 2 Ender 5s. So I'm going to build one for myself to get familiar with it. And then we're going to do another one where we will do a build video. I don't think we're going to do it a step-by-step. We're definitely not going to do a step-by-step video. But we will do one where after I build one myself, we're going to do a stream where you can follow along. And we're, like I said,
going to be a quick upgrade after you strip everything down. It does not take long to put everything together.
You're gonna laugh at how dusty and rough the Ender 5 I'm gonna use is. It's due for some upgrades. Okay, it's been neglected. So, all right, Blasto, god damn it. I want some actual questions, okay? So Sir King says, if I haven't run my STL through a slicer, could that be a problem with the SD card not reading the card? Yeah, you can't put STL files on your SD card. It has to be sliced. That's for any printer, basically. I'm sure there's ones that can do STL files regularly, but you have to slice it. That's a good one. Ruben is asking, what is opinion on Stealth Chop versus Spread Cycle and the trade-offs between the two? He's got an Ender 3 Pro with SKR E3 Mini, 1.2 running Clipper. So here's the thing with Spread Cycle and Stealth Chop. If you guys go into Trinamics datasheet for the 2208s and 2209s, they do specifically mention that on your extruder, you should not be running Stealth Chop. Now, there are people that are successfully running Stealth Chop on their extruders. I am not one of those people that run Stealth Chop on my extruders. And this is because, well, Stealth Chop, one, your extruder is not super loud typically.
Exactly.
Two, Stealth Chop versus Spread Cycle on a Trinamic driver is a very large difference in torque. So Stealth Chop is quieter motion at the expense of torque. So Stealth Chop on your X and Y axis is fine because it's typically moving pretty fast. It's still getting a decent amount of torque. However, on your extruder and your Z, where it's not moving a ton comparatively, it doesn't have enough torque. And what will end up happening, especially on your Z motors or on your extruders especially, I do run Stealth Chop on the Z. Zs are typically fine because they're not needing a ton of torque to move the Z gantry. But on your extruder, it needs a ton of torque to push that filament. Like your filament is under over 600 pounds of pressure in that nozzle. It needs to have the torque. So when you put it in Stealth Chop mode, you're probably going to lose steps, and especially if you start cranking up the speeds. And the other thing is, under normal circumstances, if your extruder is losing steps, you will typically hear the motor making noise, but because Stealth Chop is so quiet, you won't hear anything. You'll just start getting under extrusion. It can be very frustrating. So my recommendation, and Trinamics' recommendation per their own data sheets, is to not use Stealth Chop on extruder motors. You can use Spread Cycle on that one instead, and then use Stealth Chop on your X, Y, and Z axis. Now, it's your printer. You guys can do whatever you want. I'm a very firm believer on going off of what manufacturers recommend and also going off of my personal experiences. My personal experience has been that while Stealth Chop does work on some printers and some extruder combinations, it is not 100% consistent across all machines, all extruders, all setups. So my recommendation is just run the damn E and Spread Cycle and deal with a little tiny bit extra noise. Like you might hear like kind of like a sound. Yeah. Like very slightly, like at a low volume. It's still quieter than the alternative of like the 4988.
And Ruben makes a good point. You're not going to hear it over the fans.
No, you're not. You're not. It's still going to be quieter, you know. And like I said, the whole thing is having a little. I don't get this too. Your 3D printer is a machine. It's gonna make noise. Damn it.
Yeah. Like people don't
like it's gonna make noise.
I want to
just accept it.
In my room. It's like it's a machine.
Yeah.
Like it really depends on the printer as well. If you have a really lightweight X, if you have a bed slinger like the CR10S5, you're probably going to want to keep the Y on Spread Cycle while the X can be fine on Stealth Chop. Because that bed is being slung around by that one.
So Jim says, so let me get this straight. If I use Stealth Chop on my extruded board, it voids my easy board warranty and I'll camp out in front of your front yard. Kind of. I'll be in a Coleman tent with a 3D pen. And your warranty is void. That's a joke if people weren't following.
But yeah, you can try it, but you may have issues.
Yeah. So our thing is if people are telling us they're having extrusion issues with the Easy Board, our firmware, if you're running our Unified 2 firmware on our Easy Board, on the SKR E3 series, the E3 mini series, on the E3 free runs, all our firmware are set to, and even our MKS Monster 8, all the stuff we have control over the drivers in UART mode, we have the default to run the extruder in Spread Cycle mode. So, and I'm wondering if that's why a lot of people have a better experience with our firmware on even the third-party boards, is because the firmware is properly set up. Because there's a lot of people that are like, I couldn't get good prints out of my Big Tree Tech board firmware, and their firmware by default is for Stealth Chop on the E. So I don't know. It works. I'm not messing with it. And that's what the manufacturer of the drivers themselves makes. So why would I go against the manufacturer's recommendation? You know what I mean? Least Tim could do is give us a proper rant. What was?
We had a few.
We had a few. Where have you been?
Where have you been? Yeah.
Yeah. And for the record, just in case anybody tries to say I just hate on Bamboo, I hate all cloud shit. Cloud is just somebody else's computer. You guys realize that, right? When someone says the cloud, it's just somebody else's computer. That's all it is. There's no clouds containing data. I don't even know why they call it the cloud. Where did this even come from? And I worked in IT. It's like Like, what the fuck? Like, I don't like cloud shit. Get away from all this cloud shit. Like I get it's a little more work. It's not as convenient doing stuff yourself, but I like my privacy, man. I like control over my devices. Like,
yeah, don't get me wrong. I love my Bamboo. It's not without its issues.
But you've had some frustrating moments with it already.
Yeah.
So
it's had plenty of its own issues. The poop chute doesn't always work. The wiper, and it just slings shit all over the bed.
It's all the tech people, the techie and their buzzwords. Let's play buzzword bingo. Cloud synergy, Web 2.0.
And occasionally, even without an update, I'll have to just randomly recalibrate because one print was off and part of the bed mesh was off.
Yeah. Yeah, so I saw here. Oh, the rant about the guy plagiarizing me. I got one more question in the queue. If you guys, we got time for like one or two more questions. If you guys want to go, how many people like the new setup with the questions? Are you guys cool with the forum? Is that nice? Especially since we have we're multi-streaming.
Shoot,
I feel like
clips on the top.
I feel like that's pretty good.
Fixes that problem.
We're able to set. So, wait, did you put? Wait, what? Oh, he's talking to you. Mm-hmm. Your poop chute?
Yeah,
he's asking about your poop chute, Tor.
Apparently, I need an extension for it.
You need an extension? You need a larger poop chute?
Yeah.
Is your poop chute too small to handle the loads you're putting on it?
When I ran out of filament, I was not pleased. Because I wanted to use some of it for something else. And at the end of this print, instead of backing it out, there's just a little bit left. So it just purged all of it into the bucket. So all the way from the back of the AMS to the printer, it just purged all of that filament. I was like, okay.
That's awesome.
Well, I wanted that, but thanks for clearing it for me.
So Tor's working on a couple things with the bamboo printers. We are going to work on a riser kit because I've seen some designs. I like them, but I think we can do better. So we're designing our own riser kit. So what do we got coming out for the X1 and the P1? Yeah. So the riser kits for the AMS, lighting kits, and then we got new hot ends coming in. I haven't ordered the final batch. Want to make sure they work, but we did have custom made fans to replace the main board fans that go out. Those little 40 millimeter fans. I don't know if I told you that, Tor. I had them custom made. They have samples coming. So I got 10 of them. We're going to test them, make sure they work. And if they work, we're going to have a whole batch made. So you guys can have good quality fans that aren't going to last months. So same fan manufacturer that we use for all of our other fans, they're going to make custom fans for us for the bamboos. So yay. So 4-pin PWM fans with the pins already done. So plug and play fan replacement. All right, so Justin Bakes is talking about that Printer Mods UK thing. So we got all the stuff removed from his site. I don't know if it's still down. I'm gonna double check.
I checked once in a while and it was down. He still has the drop down where it says like input shaper calculator and all that, but it's the 404.
Oh yeah, page not found. Yep. Yeah, get screwed, buddy.
Quiet down, honestly.
Yeah.
Yeah, the exhaust fan is really loud.
Yeah, here. So if we go to their site, don't buy from these guys. These guys are a bunch of shisty pieces of crap. That's theirs. Here we go. So used to have calculator, they plagiarized that. Input shaping calculator, that's gone. And they had like a blog thing, and I think that's
they added
gone.
A bunch of new. Oh no, that's different.
These are old. I think this is just some drop shipping operation at this point. So yeah, no. So anyways, I will show though, let me pull up the email here. So, and this is really disappointing because we use Trustpilot, and it's really funny because we've had people post like just horribly inaccurate reviews on our page and they won't take them down. There's like a guy that just said your firmware's bastardized and it's garbage. And we're like, what? Like this isn't a fair review. Like, and we even replied, like, can you provide some context? Like, what are you talking about? And you'd think that using the term bastardized would be enough for them to take it down, or at least to ask them to revise it. And they wouldn't. And I was like, what the hell? Let me see if I pull this up, because unlike some people, Grant, I like to back up what I say on streams with actual facts. So here, I will show you guys here. This is my
That was not the Stinger ABL stuff, David.
Oh, that guy's gone. He hasn't done shit.
I find that hilarious because now that's the big thing for the Vorons is the tap or the nozzle tap.
Yeah. Hang on here. I will share my. Make sure there's no. Okay, so this is my email between Trustpilot. So he flagged. Whatever. I don't care if my email gets out. I get a bunch of spam. So I said, so this is their email. They said here, please send us documentation supporting the following statements. These guys are stealing content from my business as a competitor. They're clearly immoral. I replied with, here's a video I did. Here's a screenshot from Shopify that removed the stolen content from their site. Printer mods did not remove. I had to file a DMCA takedown. They said, unfortunately, the documentation you provided isn't enough to substantiate the statements in your review. You may want to consider removing these statements from review. You can do that within the next 3 days. Otherwise, they're going to keep my review. They're going to hide it. Okay. So I updated it, and then they said, here, again, unfortunately, this still goes against our guidelines. This is fucking true. Okay? So I replied then, I was like, you guys are a joke. Publish the review. It's 100% true. Why are you protecting these scammers? And she said, here we go. Equal treatment. Bullshit. We don't get equal treatment. Like I said, I've already sent you guys this stuff. You remember I will be forced to make a video calling out Trustpilot for protecting thieves, even when presented with proof of their acts. They said, we want you to review to be online. We want your experience to reach all our users. That's why we're asking for you to provide us sufficient documentation to substantiate the statements mentioned or edit the statements in your review. I literally sent them all this information. Okay.
They didn't want
and I said, I already did. You see, I'm getting pissed here. Like, we were not able to find any official accusation that the company stole your content. I have a video on the channel showing their shit side by side with ours, showing that they stole the content.
Yeah, I also literally my hands in some of the guides.
Like I said here, I literally sent you a link to the video I made supporting this, as well as DMCA emails between Shopify and myself. Shopify removed the content from their site as well. What more proof do you want? Do I need to remove Trustpilot from our website since clearly your platform can't be trusted? I've given you exactly the documentation evidence you asked for. They literally stole text images from my company website. I have proof of all this and sent you guys already weeks ago. Now I have emails from you asking for information documentation I already sent, and you're acting like I didn't send it already, so you can then be justified and take the review down. Like, and they're just clearly sending me canned responses. And I send again, this is my evidence. I literally have a video. I did it showing it all side by side. Like, unfortunately, your changes in documentations are still insufficient. And specifically, the review contains defamatory statements. Like, again, this is defamatory and goes against our guidelines. Defamatory means it's false. This is not false. Like,
I didn't write a guide for them for input shaping.
Yeah. So, yay. So, yeah. It pisses me off because we have people that like damage stuff and they like 1-star us. And like they won't remove it. How is that not defamatory? Saying that we sold defective products when the customer damaged them. How is that not defamatory? Like, seriously, like, how is that not defamatory? We have a guy that I think it was like from 2021, and I actually flagged it to see if they'll actually like request the guy to back it up and see what they do with him versus us. Because the guy literally said they sold me defective products and wouldn't let me return it. No, you broke your shit and then tried to send it back like with half the parts missing. That's why we denied the return.
The one where it was stuff glued together?
Yes, it was like multiple parts glued together with super glue, and half the parts of the extruder were missing. The titanium heat break was blued because he didn't install it all the way into the heatsink. Like, yeah, Trustpilot, you're on my... Like, the thing that sucks, though, is I can say whatever I want here, and you guys know that they're being pieces of shit, but people that are going and looking us up for reviews, Trustpilot shows up, so we got to fucking deal with these idiots. You know, like...
Always fun.
Yeah. So, all right. Well, the end of the stream is here. I'm going to close the poll. And let's see.
Bamboo.
You can no longer vote on this poll. I'm assuming it's going to say drum roll. Is it going to post the results? I can't keep doing this.
Nope.
Is that it? It's not going to is it going to post? Come on, Streamlabs. Hey, there we go. All right. So Wednesday, we'll be doing a stream with the X1 Carbon. And then we'll be doing a stream with the Ender 3 V3KE on the next week. So, yeah. All right. Well, I did remember now, Comet is not down here because Comet has been marking in the house. So Comet is basically living in his crate unless he can be locked in a room with us. But the good dog is right behind me. Come here. Do you want some treats? Yeah, because you're a good boy. You've never marked at all in the house, even when you had your balls. Comet's getting his balls cut off next week. Next week? The 19th. Oh, in a week. He's got one more. Yeah, literally in a week. So he's got one more week with his balls. And I'm hoping that fixes it because otherwise we're going to figure something else out because I'm not dealing with a dog peeing in the house. Come here, buddy. Yeah, you want your treat? Come here. Sit.
Puffball has
shake.
Too.
Touch. Sit. Ready?
No tricks here. He just eats.
Here. Look, we're just going to give him a handful of treats. They're little tiny treats. Oh, he knocked them over. He's a good boy. Yeah, you're a good boy. Here's your other one. Okay, say hi to everybody on the stream. Say hi to everybody. Look at this big baby. Yeah, your breath smells horrible. Your breath smells horrible. Oh, do you like scritchies? This is my buddy. Can you guys tell? Oh, what? Are we complaining? Hello, sir.
Well, I'm getting a nose full of fish.
Do you want some more treats? Where'd I put the bag?
This cat is all about the food.
You sit. Good boy. Good boy. There we go. All right. Does anybody have any more questions? I'm going to see. Oh, wait. Hang on. We had 2 more questions. So I'm going to go through these really quick. Sir King says, what's your guys' recommendation for a slicer? You've run Simplify and Cura. He's got a Chiron. I prefer a Prusa slicer now. I used to be a Simplify 3D guy, but I'm on Prusa slicer now. I've actually been using Prusa slicer for a year now, I think.
Personally, I use Prusa slicer and Orca slicer. I've switched over mostly to Orca slicer just because it has the bamboo integration.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'll probably use Bamboo's actual slicer, and maybe give Orca another shot. I'll probably only use Bamboo slicer for the Bamboos, but I think I'll stick with Prusa. I want to see if Orca slicer is still being updated and developed a year from now.
Yeah,
that's my big thing. Is a lot of these little offshoots.
Did a big release.
But the problem is like Super Slicer. Everyone was talking about Super Slicer, right?
Yeah,
and now Super Slicer's abandoned. That's the other problem with some of these open source projects is the dev gets bored or they get busy and they abandon it, right?
Yeah,
and
it's not something that sustains. This is a project for them.
Well, and that's the other thing. Like, look at how many different like offshoot firmware projects have you seen for like a couple printer models come out, and everybody's like, oh my god, like Gyres was the one. Like everybody was like talking about, oh my god, Gyres firmware, and it's not being developed at all anymore. Like there's a lot of these like random pet projects, and they're cool, but unless the person is actually invested in them, they usually get abandoned, and then the users are left with using outdated stuff because the devs no one for it. So I see Just Make said check out Pulse reviews. I'll check them out. The big thing with like the review sites is like how they show up in the rankings, and unfortunately Trustpilot shows up really high in the rankings. And for the most part they've been okay, but it like really pissed me off that it's like I literally provided evidence to back up what I was saying, and they're removing my review. But when we have evidence that the customer is lying about what happened, they still won't remove it, like, or make them edit it. Like, I don't care if they leave the 1 star up, just don't put fake shit in there. and I don't think that's asking too much.
Honest.
Oh, he said, never mind. It's only for home services. Okay. I didn't realize chat wasn't scrolling. Max CJ said the Super Slicer guy is back. Okay. It was like basically abandoned for a while. So yeah, I never went back. I never went back and looked at it because I saw it was just dead. So, let's see here. The dev quit his job to go work on a full time. For what though? For Super Slicer? There's no way you can do that unless you're making money. Like, because I don't know if you guys know this, you have to work to earn money to pay bills. The mortgage company doesn't care if you're dedicating time to community projects.
Well, yeah, it's good to hear it's not abandoned, but for a while
it was abandoned. I haven't. Here's the thing: I was looking at a slicer to move to. I saw that there haven't been updates. I saw that the developer made comments saying that he wasn't working on it, like for the foreseeable future. So I said, I'm not going to put my eggs in the Super Slicer basket. Which, Tor behind you, Tor, Tor, cat. Oh, is that gonna?
That's a spot.
Is that gonna fall in the fish? Okay, I had a fish tank, and I had cats go into said fish tank a couple times. So apparently, though, your lid is set up so the cats can go on top of it.
Mm-hmm. He loves the light.
Blastus is supreme. Maybe the Super Slicer guy got a sugar mommy. Hey, you do you. That's my retirement plan. I think. Okay. Anyways, we're getting off the rails. All right. So yeah. So I like Prusa Slicer. A mysterious benefactor is paying him to work on Super Slicer. That is, I would like to know who is paying him and why.
Hey, if it's developed and it comes out with cool features, it'll either be more into Bamboo and Prusa Slicer in a few months, or it'll be.
So this will be the last one, and I'm going to put this one on you, Tor. This is from Mike L81160. What are your opinions on Orca Slicer? I didn't like the layout, but I heard it's a good slicer. I just didn't like the workflow. That's why I don't use it.
I've liked it so far. Most of the issues I've had with it are with Bamboo, but they did send the update to the 1.5 where I can actually access all the files on the SD card from the slicer. I really do like the device tab, even if you're not on Bamboo's a Bamboo printer. You can pull up Octoprint or Clipper or whatever, or not Clipper.
I do use the Octoprint integration with Prusa Slicer to just upload the files.
Mm-hmm. Well, no, this has a device tab where you just open up.
It's probably just embedding the web page.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which is cool.
Nice that it's all in one.
Yeah. Maybe I'll have to revisit it because I last messed with it over a year ago.
By the way, I just had
probably about a year ago.
My first encounter with Bamboo support, and they responded in less than 8 hours and sending me a replacement part. That's good to hear.
Yeah.
I haven't had any issues that require them to support me yet. It's just mainly having the rerun calibration every once in a while just to make sure things are up to snuff.
We do have one submission from Stephen Poole for our community showcase. So thank you for being the first one. You popped the cherry. So I'm going to log into our file drop site. Hang on. And pull what you sent. Did he send it to us?
The X1Z camera died?
Oof. He did. Oh, wait. Emerson also uploaded stuff. Emerson, but you didn't submit a form thing. All right. Let's see. So it's a 200% Mecha King Kong from Toymaker 3D.
David, my point was that
it
was only disabled on, or not, it wasn't enabled on the P1 series of printers when it's a feature in the X1.
Yeah.
And it literally, all it took was an update. I didn't want to open up another third-party software to...
Oh my God. Look at you. This is so many parts.
Pulo.
Oh my God. Look at this.
Oh God.
Holy shit.
Oh, I've seen those. Those look awesome.
Yeah, let's say that's fucking cool.
And it's all fully articulating as well.
I'm assuming this is 100% here. He said this is 200%. Those are nice. You're getting good print quality too. This is a nice print.
Oof.
Damn.
Was it the cable or the camera? Yeah.
Oh man. Yeah, no, that's cool. Oh, he's got one of the little rain things. Krista printed one of those in one of our glitter filaments. That is a cool print. Damn, yeah, bro, that's a lot of parts.
Was that the cable or the camera itself that failed?
Yeah, that's a lot of parts. I see. Do you remember when Overture was giving away the little like 220 by 220 stickers?
I do,
when he just layered it on his on his workshop. Yeah. I mean, no, those are good prints too. Yeah. Damn. Not bad. Not bad at all.
2 weeks of printing on the P1P.
Damn. All right. Let's see. We got one more.
This was my big project so far on it, and that was 48 hours of printing between both parts.
Let me see. Can I just open these when I'm gonna see if I can just open these on our. No, we gotta like
not a common issue, but it happens.
Also, Emerson, Mr. Backwoods, printed this, and I think these are both our filaments that he printed on. He didn't submit a showcase thing, but that is a nice. So, no, this is the pink's on ours. This looks like one of ours. Is that Evil Pickle? That looks like Evil Pickle.
That does.
And I don't know which one this was. I've seen this filament before.
I'm pretty sure it's
But that does look good.
If not,
is that a Polymaker one?
It's either ours or Polymaker, I'm guessing.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm just under 250 hours on the P1S right now.
All right, well, there we go. The file drop site works. Cool. Cool. Then I can hang on, view results. This actually works fairly well. I like this. Oh yeah, here he said flower nightlight. Oh, it's a nightlight printed with my TH3D Tickle My Pickle green and Stardust pink. So yeah, that's one of the polymers. So Tor, there's actually an option here to just delete all responses, so we can just keep using the forms over and over again for each stream.
Oh, that's perfect.
Yeah. So, and if anybody is watching this after the fact and you want to submit a question, because I just cleared all the questions out, we will then go ahead and read them on the next stream. So, I'm fine with that. So those forms will stay live. Every single time. So how many people are enjoying this new format that we're doing instead of just the Ask Tim?
Loving the length of the streams. Yeah,
it's like 2 hours. It's like I mean, I'm trying to target at least an hour.
We had a lot to cover today.
Yeah, we did. I mean, but this is good. So I think once a week is good. It's one show to watch a week. I think 5 p.m. is doing pretty good. We had since we got 57 people watching.
Peter, this is 3 parts or 3 prints and 5 parts, or actually a few more because there's a bunch of alignment pins in the center and then 2 alignment pins for the horns.
So the horns printed, those 2 horns printed separately, but those 4, the ones on the sides, those printed as part of the half of the heart, right?
Yeah, the sides, all this is printed, and then these are separate.
Yeah. I'm just happy that we successfully did the first stream when we actually wanted to do it at the first year. So we're gonna try to keep this up for at least a year and see. I'm gonna do at least every other week at the very minimum. Like if we're super busy, we might postpone it 1 week, but at the very least, I want to do this bi-weekly. At the very most, I want to do it once a week. So we did change our phone system so the phones don't ring after 5 o'clock. So I didn't want to push it up too much. Also, we got people getting off work and stuff. So I think 5 o'clock Central Time works a little bit better. Peter's asking, my daughter loves it. Where did you get the files, or did you make it yourself? No, you got those from somewhere else, didn't you?
These are Majora's Mask files from Printables. I'll grab the link.
Yeah, you can post it on the link. But yeah, that's about it. So I'm glad you guys are enjoying this. I mean, this is more fun than just me talking. I want to bring more people in. We might have other people popping into, so I'd like to also maybe even have where we have other creators on here and other people in the 3D printing community. So if you guys, if you're watching, Mr. Feven or Blasto or Nemo. I don't think I've ever talked to Nemo on video chat. I don't know if Emerson would be YouTube friendly to have on. You guys think I get riled up
on the stream? That would be an interesting stream.
I would have Grant on. I have no problem. I would have Grant on. So here's the thing. I can't remember if it was on our channel or on his channel. We did a stream together at one point. And the weird thing was, I don't know what changed. I think it might have been the time when he started getting more buddy with Prusa and that crowd. But like I saw him at Rocky Mountain Rep Festival last year. And like, as far as I knew, him and I were on, good terms. Like there was no beef or anything. And I went up to him and he just like stubbed me. And I was like, what the fuck? Like, and then like, the first time he's like, oh, I'll talk to you later. And then like, he was just not doing anything. Like he was like walking around when I approached him, like looking for stuff to record. And, I was like, okay, he's just busy. Well, then I went up to him again and he just blew me off, like literally looked at me. I was like, hey, Grant, what's up? And he like looked at me and then walked the other way. I was like, what the fuck is going on? So apparently he doesn't like me. I don't care. I really don't give a shit. If you guys have figured out, I do whatever. Daniel, thank you, sir. I appreciate it. Awesome. Yeah, we do have for those watching. I don't know how much Streamlabs takes, but you guys can also tip from our TH3D Studio.live page. So check that out. That's through Streamlabs. We switched over from StreamYard to Streamlabs because we get more through Streamlabs and the pricing is a lot better too. And they also gave me the TH3D Studio.live domain, which I was like, I don't know about having people go to a different domain, but it is nice that like you guys can just go here. And you can literally just bookmark that link and you can watch the stream right, and it embeds it right there. So,
yeah, no problem, Peter.
I'm curious to know if it like does a automatic pop up. Like I'm gonna see. I'm gonna try donating $1 to myself. Let's see. I'm gonna hit donate. Okay, so what does it let me do? I can add a GIF. I can add an effect. Let's see. I'm gonna hit donate here. Okay, they have PayPal or Venmo. Wait, no, I don't want that. Is there a credit card option? I thought there was a credit. Donate. Oh, you got to hit credit card there. Okay. Oh, they want you to like log in. I want to see what happens when people donate through there, if it does like a pop-up thing. Let me see. Donate.
Well, it should be fun seeing everybody at Rocky Mountain.
Donate. Credit card. Yeah, I'm gonna have to change the I'm gonna have to change like the layout there, the theme, because it is kind of hard to read. We're using a pre-made theme. Will it not let me? Oh, you know why? Because I'm already logged in on this browser with my. Hang on, I gotta log in with a different browser.
Those would be both of our fill-ins: Evil Pickle and Gilded Viper.
Yeah. I'm just testing this. I want to see what happens when people donate through here. I'll give myself $1. Test. Credit card. I'm going to log in with Facebook. You know what? I can just make a Streamlabs ID. What?
I pulled up the stream so I could post comments.
Oh, there's an ad?
I got an ad.
That's probably YouTube running the ads then. I'm going to make myself a personal Streamlabs account and see. All right, I just signed up with personal account. See if it'll let me put a. I want to see if it does integrate with the studio, and like have a pop up or whatnot.
I saw it in the studio chat, but I didn't see anything pop up on the screen.
Yeah, hang on. I'm checking right now. I'm just verifying my email. Authorize. All right, I should be able. So yes, you do have to have a Streamlabs account, which is fine.
3D experience. It's not that we hate him. It's that he said there was.
No, I don't hate Grant, for the record.
Yeah. He said
not.
There was stuff that Bamboo is hiding in their logs and stuff. Like, oh, it's really bad. You should take your stuff offline.
Right. I don't like people that make claims.
Yeah, it was
and
drama.
Like and here's a well, and here's the thing. We like even when we've like I said, the only really thing I have to point to is like the Big Tree Tech MOSFET thing, which I was wrong about. I've admitted I was wrong about. But at least when I did that, I legitimately thought I was 100% right. And when I found out that even though like I had, I had a lot of information and I thought I was right, I was wrong, and I apologized and backed off. And again, the only reason we took the videos down was because the CEO of Big Tree Tech, Eric, asked me to remove them because it was causing drama. And I was like, okay. I was like, do you want me to just leave the apology up? He said, no, remove all the videos. I was like, okay, fine. So, all right, let's see if this works. So you can do Visa and MasterCard. Your donation has been processed.
Podog, I'm assuming Joel is doing a stream tonight because he had both developers.
Okay. Of the X1. So it does show here. Okay, so it does show here.
But yeah, he has them in his studio.
So yeah, here we go. House of Bugs just tipped $1. Okay, so it does integrate. That's cool. Woo!
Yeah.
That's neat.
David, this would all be the evil pickle. It would be the gold, the green. So everything on this side of the print is that evil pickle.
Yeah. Other chip methods. Okay, so we have
EPP.
Oh, we have to be a verified account to enable. But we have credit cards.
Yeah.
Oh.
I've had some issues with it, but nothing too extreme. It's a different workflow.
Yeah. I'll have to see. Maybe they'll have to look at our account and see. Credit card donation only available to a verified account. Please click anywhere to become verified. Once you've met the requirement, have a proven track record of legitimate use. I don't know what that means. Demonstrate a consistent pattern of concurrent viewers and followers. I mean, we do have that.
You have to be streaming on their platform with it. I don't think that count as your.
Is it because we're new? Like,
yeah,
I'm gonna ask them. Like you can clearly see our channel's been around for a while.
Account. Well, it's a fresh account with Streamlabs.
I'm just going to ask them here. I mean, there's Visa and MasterCard.
Yeah. Joel's either recording a video right now or he's going to go live soon. I'm assuming he's going to go live soon because people are going to want to ask questions. I want to ask questions because I want to know what's in the logs. I'm also wondering if the X1 team is where Grant got his info.
Well, I think it is where Grant got his info. The question is, I think he either didn't understand what he was doing and misinterpreted it, or did it to get views. Because here's the thing, I don't follow him too closely, but according to like what I've seen on comments on Reddit and stuff, he has a track record apparently of like doing this kind of thing where he makes a claim, it blows up, he gets more followers, and
Willow says, from what I understand, he's made claims that his company has cybersecurity professionals on staff and cybersecurity certificates that are all untrue.
As far as I know, 3D Musketeers is just as small as we are, and Grant owns 3D Musketeers.
Yeah.
Like
David, I used our cardboard spools directly in the AMS without any issues.
Grant's been lying to people for years about his business. He's got an NDA for everything according to him. So we use NDAs to protect our customer information and our proprietary stuff, but just because someone has an NDA for everything doesn't really mean much. It really depends on the context. I don't really know if he's been lying to people for years about his business, but like just something when I started, the more and more I've like seen about him, like there's just something off. I can't put my finger on it, and that's really all I have to say. Like that's it. So, hey, Sir King, thank you. It worked for my guys.
David, I'm gonna be.
We got $1. You know what? I'm gonna give Remo more treats. Remo, do you want more treats?
Where is it?
Oh, he was like dead asleep, and now he's all the way over here. Oh, they gave us a tip, so you get more treats. That sound like a fair deal?
I'm actually going to be making one of the spool covers for our cardboard spools in the AMS.
Can we sit?
Because I did see people were having issues with the Polymaker spool in the AMS.
Good boy.
Sometimes wear down a bit.
Good boy. There we go. Yeah. I use NDAs too, but I have enough to prove that I run a business. Yeah, I don't really know. Like, if there's you ever have people that like they talk a big game, but they don't actually have a big game going on? It's like the best way I can word it. You know, like I'm very transparent about I'm very transparent about what we do, you know, like whether things are going really well here, if things are going slow, like, you know, who works for us, like, you know what I mean? Like,
armor for caps. I'm going to.
I mean, we can keep chatting. I don't know if you got to get going to I don't have anything scheduled. It's Friday. Oh, I will mention if you guys want to. If you guys want to, so we sent an email. If you guys use the code Friday10, you can get 10% off any filament on our site until Sunday. It's Friday. I don't know. I was in a mood last night, and I was like, I had Rebecca Black stuck in my head because it was like 3 a.m. I don't know. It's a thing. Okay.
This whole 3D printer reminds me of our
Artisan PCs. Oh my God. Yeah, so if you guys want a discount, 10% off any filament on our site, Polymaker or Spaghetti or Easy Choice, any filament in our site, 10% off. And we have free shipping over $60 if you're in the contiguous U.S. That means anywhere in the U.S. but Alaska and Hawaii. So, yeah. I mean, here's the thing. Like, it does not feel like we've been streaming for 2 hours. I'm really enjoying. I'm personally enjoying this format more than it just me talking at the screen. Like, because it's nice. Because, like I said, you've got different opinions on things than I do. You also keep up with different things than I do. So, I'll be right back. I do have to use the restroom. So, Torque, go ahead, take it away. I'm gonna go use the restroom. I'll be right back.
Blasto. I've actually been testing them on the Bamboo, and I've been getting pretty good times. You're not going to get the 36 hours of printing like you would on the $2,000 Delta Flow that Bamboo is selling. But you do get, if you're printing PLA, you can get a good hour out of it. That should hopefully either finish your print, or you're going to have to pray for the power to come back before you have to do the power recovery. I'm not wanting to test power recovery quite yet, because everything I've printed, I've wanted to actually get done. Check out the electrical tape trick for the cardboard spools by 3D Print Bunny. I wanted to try to print some of the adapters for them. Yeah, Pula, you could probably run a few rat rigs off that thing.
Okay, I'm back. Yeah, so the computer I'm streaming from actually has one of those UPSs we're selling on it right now that I'm streaming through, which has a 3090 and a 5900X, and I have 2 monitors plugged into it, my camera, my light, 2 easy bulbs. My Vectrex is also on it when I use that. My Harman Kardon speaker set or VR headsets. I got a lot of stuff on this. So I actually replaced a APC 1500 VA unit that was only like an 800 watt unit and a 650 VA because I had to have 2 because the watt rating is lower. Like I was just over the 1500 VA, but I literally have this entire desk and a bunch of stuff on one of those Vertiv units. And I'm very happy. Like their software too. I actually put a link on the product page because it took me a sec to find their software. It's called Power Assist. It's simple. Like look how nice and simple this is. Like it tells me what my output voltage is, if I'm fully charged, if I'm load protected, my battery level, how much runtime I have remaining. Actually, I'm gonna unplug it right now and see. It'll also email me too.
We should be getting more soon, I believe. This might be the last time we're getting them, though. Oh, discharge.
Well, there we go. We're on battery. Now the battery will drop a little bit initially, but then it'll level out. These are the original batteries. Like I said, these are overstock units, so the batteries are a couple years old, but they still work well. So, yep. So that's a roughly 500 watt load. So
yeah, ABS, I was getting around 45 minutes print time from 100 to 100% to 10%, and on PLA I got just about an hour.
Oh,
that should cover most.
Also, for you nerds, I forgot to show this. This is what I really like about their software. It's all blurred out, so I don't care. It supports SMTP notifications, so like emails, like it supports email notifications, so it'll automatically. I don't care. All my stuff is online, so you can set here when on battery, shut down the computer when blah blah blah, when remaining time is less than or capacity. You can also have this talk to other UPSs. You can have this be a client from another computer. So if you have let's say you have two computers on this one UPS, you can point it at the IP of the other computer and have one UPS shut down both computers. You just put this Power Assist software on both of them. So I've had APC and CyberPower units for a while. Now, for the record, these are $450 UPSs. That's a little too rich for my blood. However, at the $200 price point, these are a damn good deal. And we have more coming in. So I bought a bunch of pallets from this company. I'm only buying the new old stock ones from them. I'm not getting used ones from them. So basically these units are new units that have never been used. They're a couple years old. However, they have really good batteries. You should be able to get a couple years out of these batteries. And even if the batteries take a crap after a year, it's $40 to put a new pair of batteries. And I actually have one unit that didn't test good. That's got a bad set of batteries. So I'm gonna actually I figure whatever, like I do with other stuff when we're doing repairs and stuff, I'm gonna do a video on how to actually swap the batteries out of the unit. And then that one's gonna go on my computer upstairs. So because I actually have two battery backups on that one for the tower, and then one for my 3 monitors and the TV and everything else that's plugged into it. And I can go down to one UPS instead of 2. So because
I'm probably gonna grab another one so I can put all my printers on them. Especially after having to replace my wiring in my wall.
Yeah, Tor got his unit. He's like, it's showing an error on the screen. I was like, what do you mean? And he's like, yeah, it says PF. I was like, okay. Well, I looked at the manual. I was like, SF. And I was like, yeah, that says site fault. That means your wiring is bad. It's not the UPS. And sure as shit, he pulls it out. There was no ground on his outlet.
It was 2-wire cloth.
Yeah.
But it was only like a 10-foot run right under, because right behind the wall, behind my monitor, is the box.
So this one was actually on my sump pump, and I realized I have a 3,000 watt unit in my server rack that is barely being used, and it's right by the sump pump. So I was like, you know what? Instead of having yet another battery backup, I'm just going to run extension cord from my rack to the sump pump, because the sump pump pulls about 5.5 amps, and the unit I have on my rack is a 3,000 watt. I'm only pulling about 500 watts. So I was like, you know what? I'm just going to put on this one because this one has hours of runtime. But it did work on my sump pump. I have a little Coleman it's a 6.5 draw. I think it's a half horse sump pump, and these Vertiv units ran it no problem. So I would assume for using on my pump, it probably would have been a couple hours of use, but like I said, I have a giant rack unit. I might as well just plug it onto there.
David, my house is about 110 years old now.
Jesus Christ.
It's old.
That's wild. Mine was built in 2003, so it's a little newer than yours.
A little bit.
Just a little bit. It's funny because my brother Doug has an older house, and he's going through like putting smart home stuff in all his like walls, like switches and whatnot. And he's like, God damn, he's like, there's no neutrals in most of these boxes. Like, it sucks to suck because every box in my house has neutrals in it because it's all newer. Mm-hmm. I was like, well, I guess you're gonna have to get ones that they have switches, like smart switches that are no neutrals.
Yeah, it was like, a little scary because that was running all my printers. He Tor lucked out because I was like, well, check in the basement to see if you can just pull a new. Hey, look I didn't knock anything over this stream. You did. And it wasn't even the cat; it was me. Yeah. They replaced the outlet, but
so it looked like it was a new outlet.
Yeah, this is actually.
And they did the backstabs. Yeah, so that's how you can tell they were lazy. I hate the backstab stuff because my dad told me never use it. So I'm not an electrician. However, I have common sense, right? He told me never use the backstab because I guess what happens is over time from the power going through it, the contacts heat up and it expands and contracts, and it loses connection over time. So when any type of outlets I put in, so like this room here, I did all electric myself. Our theater room, I did all the electric myself. I got the commercial grade outlets where they actually have the clamp where you put the wire, you unscrew the screw, and there's a clamping mechanism that clamps the wire on. And one, they're way quicker to put in, and two, they're way more secure. So
yeah, when I replaced it, I did the screws on the sides.
Yeah. So I have I actually put an outlet in the floor in my living room because we have like powered couches, and I've got a little sofa table, and I've got like a phone charger and stuff, and the couch needs a plug in. And the outlet that came with that box was a nice outlet, but it didn't have it wasn't like the commercial style. But I did where I stripped the wire, bent it with my I don't have a Klein one, but like the lineman's pliers, bent it around and then around the screw and then tighten it down. Like basically, like I don't know why they have those backstab things, and I don't understand why they're code because they do wear out and they cause problems over time. I know it's quicker because you shove it in, it bites onto it. However, it's not a more secure wiring.
I just cut it off. I was like, okay, well, I'm replacing it anyways.
Yeah. Well, you lucked out where your run was easy enough to get to. Because when you send the picture, I was like, oh, so it basically goes up through the basement floor and then right into the wall.
Down, like, along the floorboards and
to the panel. Is there any other circuits branching off of that outlet?
Off of this one goes directly back to the panel, but there are others that branch off it. I can't remember
from that outlet.
Yeah,
from that outlet. Oh, so that was like the main run. Well. So that's the main run to that room, right?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, you lucked out then.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, I was not gonna be happy if I had to do a lot of runs underneath the house. Luckily, it was just all actually right where the basement stairs are. So I just stood there and pulled it through.
Hang on, I'll show you guys what I'm talking about. So if you guys are ever replacing outlets, apparently. You guys hear that? Apparently, our chili's ready. I think Chris is telling me to wrap the stream up.
Yeah,
I will in a sec. Yeah, and also just a random thing. If anybody plays Lethal Company, hit me up. We've been playing that a lot. I have my own mod pack. I want to see if I find a picture of the commercial ones. Here we go. Hang on. Because if you guys are replacing outlets, these are the ones I get. These are my favorite. They're the commercial grade ones. This is what I got. So do you see how these work here? Versus the backstab ones. So you can sidewire them, or they have those pressure plates.
Yeah, I like those better than what I have.
And they're not much more expensive. Like this is a pack of 10 for $25. Like they're $2.50 outlet. I mean, I know the other ones are like $1, but come on, like it's a freaking outlet. Like here's a 15 amp version. Okay. And again, it's got the back wire. This is the way to go if you guys are doing electric. Like there's so much, and you can still wrap it around. Okay, so if you're switching outlet, it's already wrapped around, or you go put in the plates. Like it's super easy to use. These are my favorite kind of outlets to use. Like I've replaced a lot of outlets in this house because we had some where the outlets were like getting worn out where they wouldn't hold on to plugs anymore. And I just if a couple were out in a room, I'll typically go and replace all of them. I'll just go pick up like a 10-pack and switch them out. Turn the breaker off, switch the outlets out. It takes me like maybe a half hour. And you get like one, they're going to last longer. And two, I know the connection is going to be more secure than what was in there because almost all the outlets in this house were backstabbed. So just a little tip. I am not an electrician for full disclosure, but that's what I do. Yeah. So anyways, I think that's it. Do you have anything else to add, Tor? I'm going to see if there's any more questions. I'll pop in the forums here. This is a pretty packed thing. So the other thing too, if you guys have stuff you want to see us cover, we don't have a like a form for that
ticket system.
Yeah, just send it a ticket system. Just send it to like our sales email, and just be like, hey, this might be something you guys want to cover on your next TH3D Nation. And again, if you guys also for the community showcase, if you have a small business that's related to making and stuff that's related to what we do here, I would love to showcase your business and give you guys a shout out. So I'm definitely big on trying to help out other small businesses. So
Apulo, come hang out and show us your collection of blasters. Because
that'd be cool.
Right up for a while.
We're gonna be doing the Bamboo X1 Carbon on Wednesday is what it's looking like. So I will schedule it and I will get it scheduled and get the email sent out. I think I scheduled the email for this stream. Did anybody get an email from us that we were going live? I think I sent one out. I'm gonna double check. I think I forgot to send one out for the first one.
While Tim unboxes his, I'm gonna be upgrading mine because I got my hard nozzle.
Your new extruder.
Steel extruder, yeah. The new
fanciness. And we do have, and I gotta bug my supplier. Our bamboo flex plates are going to be shipped today.
Oh yes.
He just got back to me. I'm gonna tell him send me the tracking.
Yeah, my bamboo printer has been going pretty well. It's not without its issues. Some of those are just growing pains. Some of those are.
So we'll have 200 of those plates coming. Yeah, I did send an email out. So we sent it out to 836 people. 24% of people opened the email.
Yeah, David, it shouldn't take long at all to replace this.
Yeah. I got an email 10 minutes after the start. That's weird. I sent it. Let me see. Let me see. It said it should have sent it out 30 minutes. So it said it's sent out at 16:30. That's military time. So 4:30 and 6 seconds. That's weird. Interesting. Maybe I'll have to send it out an hour before. What do you guys think? An hour before? Oh, also I don't know if I told you, we have custom made PTFE tube. That's our tough tube. But for the bamboo AMS. So it's a 2.5 millimeter internal diameter, 4 millimeter external. So we will have better tubing that you guys can put on your AMS. So
I'll probably need that because I'm gonna.
Yeah, I need to make a list of all this stuff. I've ordered so much new product and it hasn't shown up yet. I mean, typically it takes about a month to get stuff in, but I've been buying a ton of stuff to get things going. So,
David, I was having an issue where what was it? So it wasn't extruding right, and I got an extruder error.
Yeah, you did.
And I thought it was the cutter not cutting right, so I already learned how to disassemble that.
Well, I'm going to wrap this up. I think we're all good. I appreciate everybody that stopped by. If you guys do have, if you guys do want to see what we are releasing new product wise, make sure to join our email list. There's a link in the video description. You can also go on our website. At the very bottom of the page, there's like a community links thing. You can sign up for our email list. Also, if you guys are waiting on battery backups, I am waiting on the pallets to show up here. So I don't know, like I keep like the company I'm buying these from, they have some more, but I don't know if they're the same new old stock that we got on the last batch. I'm only going to get like, let me ask you guys this. If we were able to get like ones that basically we'd have to replace like the batteries on, but the units were used and we sold them for a lower price than the new old stock ones, is that something you guys think we should do? I really like these units. It's honestly, it's taken everything in my power not to just replace all the battery backups we have with these because I really like them. Like they just hold up. Like here's a weird thing. So you look at them, it's like, okay, I have 1,500 VA units here, like consumer grade ones, and I have these 1,100 VA commercial grade ones. Even though these are a lower rating, they last longer than the consumer ones, even with the older batteries. That's the other thing, because the consumer grade ones I have 2 9-amp-hour batteries in them, just like these. I think these are like maybe 10. When I looked at the data sheet, but they're close enough, right? They're both the same physical size batteries, and even though these are a lower VA rating, they last longer with the same load. Why? I don't know. I mean, they are more efficient. It's a 0.9 power factor on these versus 0.8 on most of the consumers. So maybe that 10% difference is why they last longer. Yeah, like it's wild. But I like them. Like we have a bunch of regular just cyber power and APC units in the print firm that work fine. The thing is, if we replace all of them, what do I do with all these old units? Like, do we? I don't want to be selling a bunch of used units on the site. I'd almost have to like unload them on like Facebook Marketplace. Well, and most of our units too have new batteries, because in general, most battery backups, I don't know if you guys know this, most battery backups, when they stop working, it's not the unit itself, it's just the batteries.
The battery that failed.
And if you guys go on the Vertiv product page at the very bottom, I have a link to the batteries that I use when I replace batteries and battery backups. It's $45 for 2 new batteries. So like, let's say the batteries in the Vertiv unit goes out, it's $45 for 2 brand new batteries, and you can swap them out in 10 minutes. So, Tommy, what's the price? They're $220. So this last batch, the price went up on them. So basically, when the people we got them from, they paid a certain price for X amount of units, and they paid another price for X amount of units. So we got a better price on the first couple pallets, and we got a higher price on the last couple, but it still was worth it for us to buy them. So, yeah, I mean, because they're $450 units. Yeah, I mean, like, here's the thing. Even if we sold them, let's say all the batteries were bad on them, even for $200 for just the unit and have to slap batteries in them, $200 for a $450 unit and have to spend another $45 on batteries is still a damn good deal. So,
yeah, because even like the CyberPower and ABC that I have, $200, and it's not.
Yeah, they used to be. You used to be able to get consumer grade 1,500 VA units for like $100 to $120, and they're almost $200 now. Last time I checked. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yay, inflation!
They're going for over 400 on Amazon because I got a link.
Yeah. Hang on, I'm gonna double check because, like, just for comparison, like if I go to Best Buy, like it's typically where I buy. I try not to buy shit on Amazon. I hate Amazon. I'm going to look up basically they're not going to have, obviously in store, you can't go and buy these commercial grade units. So the closest thing would be like a 1,500 VA consumer grade unit. They're $200 now. Mm-hmm. Holy shit. Oh, dude, these were like $150, $160 like a year or two ago. Hang on. I'm going to share this. So like, I have basically a bunch of these here, which are decent units. These are newer versions of the APCs I have. They're really expensive. Now, here's the thing. What's the watt rating? So the Vertiv units handle up to 990 watts. What do these typically have lower watt ratings? Yeah, so here, even though this is a 1,500 VA rating, it actually can only handle 900 watts. So the Vertiv units will handle 90 more watts. What are the APC units? Because some of my APC units are only like 800 something watts. They're over 100 watts less than the Vertiv units.
Tim, how much for the they're 900 used units if we get them?
I don't know. It would depend on what. I haven't asked them for pricing on the used ones.
Yeah, we would have to get pricing on that. True.
So I've only gotten pricing on the new old stock. That's it. So yeah, so we can't do free shipping on Alaska in general, especially on the heavy stuff. We're shipping these all every single battery backup went out here UPS. We didn't ship any through the postal service. They're 33 pounds per box. So we're shipping these all have, that's the other thing too, these all have the original manufacturer's box. They all have the accessory pack and everything. They're just new old stock. So what the hell was that? I think Krista's making the Google Home say stuff, and she connected to the wrong one. So, anyways, this is a good old Midwest goodbye of ending streams. I'm actually going to end the stream here. So
yeah, 2.5 hours, good stream time.
So yeah, Jim. This last thing, Jim made a good point. Yeah, starting watts in a home generator. How much higher starting watts is on conventional AC motors? Yeah, you're like your like I'm pointing here because my air conditioner units outside the starting watts or amps is a lot higher on motors. So for example, when I was testing the Vertiv unit with my sump pump, because it's a pure sine wave unit, it can run a motor no problem. The consumer grade one, so if you plug your sump pump or like ejector pump into one of these consumer grade units that you buy from Best Buy, it will probably burn the motor up because it's not true sine wave. You need to have a pure sine wave output to run a motor without damaging it for most motors. Now, there's probably motors out there that are fine with simulate, but in general, I'm generalizing here, you need pure sine wave to run motors. So my starting amps on my sump pump is 14 to 15 amps, and the Vertiv unit was fine handling it, and it ran it. It dropped down to 5.5 amps after it kicked on. So, but again, I had this one that's on my computer now on the sump pump, and I was thinking about, I was like, I should just plug my sump pump into my big rack unit because I'm barely touching the capacity of the rack unit. It doesn't make sense to have a small UPS sitting there when I have this giant one that's not even being touched. I think I'm at a 10% load on my my UPS. Actually, I'll check right now here, and then I'm actually gonna go. This is called the Midwest Goodbye, where we tell you we're gonna go like 3 different times, and then we never actually do. So here, so this is my UPS on my rack here, and this is a 3 kVA. You can see here, sorry, we're at 24%. So if I look here, so here 100%, 80 volt, we're at 21C. So we're at 628 watts. So that's my entire rack. That's a server. That's all the switches, the monitor's off, obviously. My home assistant box. I've got 2 routers, 4 switches. The switches are PoE, so they're providing power to other stuff. I have plenty of headroom on this unit to run the sump pump on here. So, and the sump pump, the other thing too is, it's only going to come on for like 10 to 20 seconds tops. So it's only going to load down the UPS a little bit and then shut off, right? So, yeah, Jim's right. In Midwest tradition, you're supposed to slap your knees with both hands and say, suppose we should get going now.
Well, we should get going now.
Well, I do suppose that we should get going, so I appreciate everybody stopping by. I hope you guys enjoyed our show here. Stop by as far as we planned it. We will be doing another one next week. So, thanks for stopping by, and as always, happy printing. I will see you guys on the next one. Why is it not ending the stream? I'm doing. Oh wait, shift escape. Nope, that's not it.
Oh.